We good, Ema? Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to the worldwide family. Peaceful Saturday, y'all, as we get about our Abba's business. Today's class, the mind of the Lord is without contradiction. And y'all, we talking about the Father. It's without contradiction, y'all. The only contradiction is in your mind because you're trying to read this from your language perspective. But the Bible has its own language, and it expresses itself in its own language. It'll tell it to you spiritually, and then when that don't go across, it'll say it to you in plain English or the plain language that you can understand it clearly.
Yes, sir.
And there's zero contradiction, so we'll get more into it, but we need to get right to it. We don't want to tarry any longer. Turn toward Holy Jerusalem, wherever you at on planet Earth. We get this prayer on, y'all. We get this lesson going. And enjoy this feast, y'all.
Thank you, Creator.
All right, family. We're going to get this opening prayer. And it is with the Most High's permission. And it's in the name of His only beloved and begotten Son.
Yes, sir.
Our Lord and Savior and our Redeemer.
Yeah.
Yahushua HaMashiach. But we know Him as Jesus the Christ, family.
Yes, sir.
Long live the King.
Long live the King.
Reading in the book of Psalms, in the 29th chapter, it reads,
Read.
Give unto the Most High, O ye mighty.
Yes.
Give unto Yahweh glory and strength. Give unto the Most High the glory due unto His name.
Yes, sir.
Worship Yahweh in the beauty of holiness.
Yes, sir.
The voice of the Most High is upon the waters. The Elohim of glory thundereth.
Yes.
Yahweh is upon many waters. The voice of the Most High is powerful.
Yes, sir.
The voice of Yahweh is full of majesty. The voice
Yes, sir.
of the Most High breaketh the cedars. Yeah, Yahweh breaketh the cedars of Lebanon.
Yeah.
He maketh them also to skip like a calf.
Yes, sir.
Lebanon and Syrian
Yes, sir.
like a young unicorn.
Yes, sir.
The voice of the Most High divideth the flames of fire. The voice of the Most High shaketh the wilderness. Yahweh shaketh the wilderness of Kadesh.
Yes, sir.
The voice of the Most High maketh the hands to calve, and discovereth the forest. And in His temple doth everyone speak of His glory.
Yes, sir.
Yahweh sitteth upon the flood. Yea, the Most High sitteth king forever.
Yes, sir.
The Most High
Yes, sir.
will give strength unto His people.
Read.
Yahweh will bless His people
Yes.
with peace.
Hallelujah! Say
Yes, sir. The voice of the Lord.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that psalm gonna go perfect with what we're discussing today.
That was 29.
Yes, ma'am, that's 29.
The mind of the Lord is without contradiction, y'all. So when you pick this up and it says holy, that's exactly what it means. It's set apart from everything else on planet Earth. And there's no contradiction in it. You just don't understand what's written.
That's right.
Just like we went over the voice of the Lord,
Yes.
it just explained the Lord's voice 10,000 ways.
Yes, sir.
How you hear His voice. So y'all, we're going to get into a little bit of that today. The mind of the Lord is without contradiction, and what we're going to do is go over a couple topics that seem, or gainsayers or naysayers would like to point out. It's a contradiction in the book of Acts on the voice that Paul heard, but other men didn't hear it. So we'll cover that today, as well as what some think is a contradiction about the cock crowing. Did it crow once or did it crow twice? According to the writers. And also we'll deal with David numbering Israel, who influenced him to do it, so to speak. So we'll cover all that today, y'all. We're going to get right to it. We ain't going to belabor it because there's a few scriptures we got to go over, and we're going to have to explain the mind of the Lord, because he told us, this is what I'm going to let y'all know what's going on with me. And it's obedience, and when you don't do that, it's disobedience. And it's going to be between Genesis and Revelation. Anything outside of that, you don't have the mind of the Lord. You're going toward the mind of someone else. Mm-hmm. And that's where your contradiction is coming from. What's going on over there, John? All that noise. Oh, okay. Yeah. So, y'all, we want to be clear on which mind we're following. Because the very first commandment said, love the Lord with all your what? All your heart. And body and soul. Mm-hmm. So once we understand that, he's going to give us that to allow us to get ourselves in position in this rotting flesh to be able to live with him. But he's not going to give us the tree of life in this rotting flesh to touch it. So let's get it clear. Some things we'll know when we graduate. But everything we read now is without contradiction, y'all. So we're going to get into it. And when you keep your mind on the Lord will give you one topic. And as long as you stay in it, then he'll start to give you answers, because he knows you're diligent in this. Right. So you'll be rewarded with understanding and wisdom. But we're going to get right to it. Y'all know how it is. We believe in our one and only high priest,
Yes, sir.
Yahushua HaMashiach, locally known as Jesus the Christ, the one and only high priest after the order of Melchizedek. Psalm 110, Hebrews 7th chapter. He brings forth the law to every male, every female, every rich, poor, free and bond, Jew and Gentile. So y'all, before we get started, we want to just send shouts out to our sick and shut in, also to the house of Elisha and Miriam. And their daughter Alexis is doing wonderful. She's in rehab, moving right along, y'all. There's still some tweaks here and there, but the prayer is outstanding. She has no issues with knowing who each individual is, what she's thinking, what comes out of her mouth, y'all, so we understand. Now the body just has to catch up with the consciousness. Also to our Jeremiah, who slipped and broke his foot. He's doing well, he's talking well, you know, so he's getting around well. So just continue to pray for that brother, that he may be continued healed. Also to the house of Uriah and Sister Hannah, who's doing well. Y'all, you know, she's coming right along, y'all, as well as brother. House of Agda, over in the Holy Land. All right. Emo Yisrael, Emo Naomi, y'all. Shouts out to y'all. And also, look, happy soul day to Zebediah Boaz, y'all. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Why young? You don't want to tell, you know, how young you are? I'm good, Emo. I'm good, Emo. We good. Yeah.
Young enough to be here.
Yeah. So Zebediah, yeah, like you say, glad to be here one more day on this earth. That's right. Also, y'all just want to make it known, Emo has started her health classes again, and they're online on God's Warrior 298. Yes, so she'll be doing weekly health classes again as time permits. So there's actually a class out right now if you want to go and visit. But Emo does have a class going with the assistance of Brother Tubai, the cameraman over there, the hardest working cameraman.
Yes, sir. The man with 1,000 jobs.
Yes, sir.
Every Tuesday.
Yes, sir. Every Tuesday, right. So y'all tune in. So y'all, we ain't gonna belabor. We need to get right to it. So we want the definition of contradiction. So, and let us give you an example like what we're talking about so you understand. Like, you tell someone, he is my friend, but I can't trust him. Is that a contradiction?
Yes.
Why would it be a contradiction? Okay, so we'll hit a little bit of Sirach, 6th chapter in a minute to kind of go over that. But this is what we're understanding. So when people say, like the Bible contradicts itself, just like how y'all answer, is that hypocrisy or is that contradiction what we just said? Can you call someone a friend and not trust them? You know, so I just kind of threw that out there for food for thought, so to speak. But we're going to get right into it. The definition of contradiction.
Contradiction.
Yeah.
An act or instance of contradicting. A proposition, statement, or phrase that asserts or implies both the truth and falsity of something.
Y'all see what a contradiction is? Mm-hmm. It comprises truth and a lie, which makes it a what? Lie. The Bible cannot lie. Right. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So it's of no contradiction. We just read what contradiction is. It say truth and lie mixed together. A little leavening do what? So if it's contradiction in here, we got leavening in here. The script say there's no leavening because they keep getting printed with holy on the front of it. Mm-hmm. Those of you who believe it's contradicting itself, scratch holy off and be true to yourself. Don't leave it on there in case something come up later. Because what you're going to have is the Billy Carson effect. And you lie about the Bible and try to tell the truth about Egyptology, right, which is a lie, and then the next thing you know, you crying on YouTube. Talking about I let my family down. No, the family the least of your worries. You understand what I'm saying? So let's get into it, y'all. Isaiah 55. We're going to start at verse 1. And we're going to get into the mind of the Lord, that he allows us, what he allows us, how we must speak about him.
All right, family. We're going to be reading in the book of Isaiah, chapter 55. I'm going to start the reading in verse 1.
Yes, sir.
And it reads.
Amen.
Okay, we'll tell it for you, sis.
Thank you. Got it.
You got it? The book of Isaiah, chapter 55 and verse 1.
Yeah.
Ho, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters, and he that hath no money, come ye, buy and eat. Yea, come, buy wine and milk without money and without price.
Y'all see, the first thing you said, ye that thirst.
Right.
But yet you're eating. Mm-hmm. No, you're not chewing any water here. What this means that the waters is spiritual truth.
Come on, ye that thirst, and give your soul a drink.
Right. And say our fathers was drink out of this well. He said, well, you're going to drink living water. Y'all understand what I'm saying? And so what's going to go down your throat is truth.
That's right.
Go ahead, read a little bit more.
Verse 2.
Yeah.
Wherefore do ye spend money for that which is not bread, and your labor for that which satisfieth not?
Right.
Hearken diligently unto me, and eat ye that which is good, and let your soul delight itself in fat.
See, we're talking about your soul delighting itself. We're not talking about dying flesh. Don't go buy something that tries to enhance dying flesh, and you think you could bring that into the kingdom. It's stinking.
Right.
It's dying.
Get that out of
It's rotting. Go ahead.
Verse 3.
Yeah.
Incline your ear and come unto me. Hear, and your soul shall live.
What shall live?
Your soul shall live. And I will make an everlasting covenant with you, even the sure mercies of David.
Yes, sir.
Behold, I have given him for a witness to the people, a leader and commander to the people. Behold, thou shalt call a nation that thou knowest not, and nations that knew not thee shall run unto thee because of the Most High thy Elohim.
Yes, sir.
And for the Holy One of Israel, for he hath glorified thee. Seek ye the Most High while he may be found.
While he may be what?
While he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. And let him return unto the Most High, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our Elohim, for he will abundantly pardon.
Abundantly pardon. Y'all understand, like Trump pardoned them January 6th rioters, but this only will be for the righteous, or this will be for the righteous or the wicked and unrighteous that change their ways and turn back to righteousness. It's the only way he's going to pardon. He's not going to pardon and you still having crimes on your mind.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 8.
Yeah.
For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Most High.
So the Most High said, let's get this clear. What I think, you don't think.
Right.
I haven't allowed you to get to those points where you think like me or you think you can outthink me.
Right.
Satan tried that and it didn't work. And he's the best you got. There's no head above the serpent. So who you think gonna outthink the Most High and he couldn't? He says, I'm going to give you what you need to sustain that dying flesh, to make sure your soul comes to perfection so that you can live in this prepared place that I have for you. But you're not going to get it with thoughts outside of this holy book. Let's get some more. Shabbat shalom, yeah.
Verse 9.
Yeah.
For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. For as the rain cometh down, and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower, and bread to the eater.
Yes, sir.
So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void.
It shall not return what?
Unto me void. But it shall accomplish that which I please. And it shall prosper in the things whereto I sent it. For ye shall go out with joy, and be led forth with peace. The mountains and the hills shall break forth before you into singing, and all the trees of the field shall clap their hands.
Yes, sir.
Instead of the thorn shall come up the fir tree, and instead of the briar shall come up the myrtle tree. And it shall be to the Most High for a name, for an everlasting sign that shall not be cut off.
So when you have the mind of the Lord and you've been instructed of him and what he's instructing you of, then it switches from the curse that Adam had. Remember, he was under thorns and thistles. What we see here is a total difference on verse 13, 12 and 13. So that's what we're trying to get to, y'all. We're trying to get our mind back to that position that where thorns and thistles don't come up out of the ground on us.
Yes, sir.
It'd be all righteousness like the myrtle tree and what he said right here in the fir tree. And everything like it should have been before Adam and Eve sinned. So y'all, he's give us the mindset to understand him to the point that where he's allowing us to put on white garments. But you will never, ever come to outthink the Most High. We in trouble. We in dying flesh, not him. So how are we going to give him instructions? And he made us. Let's get some more of this, y'all. Let's get Sirach 51. It's in the Apocrypha.
All right, family, we're going to be reading in the book of Sirach.
Yes, sir.
Or Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha. Chapter 51. We're going to start the reading around verse 10.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Okay.
Give everybody a second to get there. How you doing, Ben Monroe?
All right, now.
All praises to the Father.
Yes, sir.
I figured, damn it, everybody else probably there, right?
Yeah. I was just looking at something else. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get it.
The book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 51 and verse 10.
Yes, sir.
I called upon the Most High, the Father of my Elohim.
So who is he calling upon at this point? Read that again.
I called upon the Lord, the Father of my Lord.
So he's saying he called the Most High the Father of my Lord.
Right.
Go ahead.
That he would not leave me in the days of my trouble, and in the time of the trial, when there was no help. I will praise thy name continually, and will sing praise with thanksgiving. And so my prayer was heard. For thou savest me from destruction, and deliverest me from the evil time. Therefore will I give thanks, and praise thee, and bless thy name, O Yahweh. When I was yet young, or ever I went abroad, I desired wisdom openly in my prayer.
Yes, sir.
I prayed for her before the temple, and will seek her out even to the end. Even from the flower till the grape was ripe, hath my heart delighted in her. My foot went the right way. From my mouth up sought I after her.
Yes, sir.
Youth up.
Huh?
It says from my youth.
Yeah.
From my youth up.
Yeah.
I sought after her. Sought I after her. Verse 16. I bowed down mine ear a little, and received her, and got much learning.
Got much what?
Much learning. I profited therein. Therefore will I ascribe the glory unto him that giveth me wisdom. For I purpose to do after her, and earnestly I follow that which is good. So shall I not be confounded.
So that I shall not be what?
Confounded.
Or confused or listen to contradiction.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Verse 19.
Yeah.
My soul hath wrestled with her, and in my doings I was exact. I stretched forth my hands to the heaven above, and bewailed my ignorance of her. I directed my soul unto her, and I found her in purity.
It found her in what?
In pureness.
Uh-huh.
I had my heart joined with her from the beginning. Therefore shall I not be forsaken. My heart was troubled in seeking her. Therefore have I gotten a good possession. The Most High hath given me a tongue for my reward, and I will praise him therewith.
Yes, sir.
Draw near unto me, ye unlearned, and dwell in the house of learning.
Y'all understand that's what we have to be to understand the mind of the Lord. Wisdom is given so we understand. But we have to draw near unto him. It just ain't going to happen to you,
Right.
to you just out of the blue. You have to draw near to him. Mm-hmm. You have to become a friend like Abraham was to get close to the Most High.
Right.
And he say, ye unlearned,
Right.
and dwell in the house of learning. In the house of learning. That's what these scriptures are. You're continuing to learn and understand the mind of the Lord till we allow to dwell with him. Mm-hmm. It ain't going off, it's too bad.
No,
quit looking like that, bro.
Okay.
Yeah. So what we want to understand is I will praise therewith and draw ye unlearned and dwell in the house of learning. So y'all, we have to understand. We have to stay in the house of learning until we graduate.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So there's rules for us that helps us understand what line we shouldn't cross, what lines we can cross, so to speak, and still give him the glory. But it's all laid out between Genesis and Revelation. If you go outside of this and try to get into the mind of someone else that says, well, I think this is what he's trying to say. No, it's not a think process. Mm-hmm. It's not a feeling process. It's not the 10 suggestions, but the 10 commandments. Y'all understand? Go ahead, get some more.
Verse 24.
Yeah.
Wherefore are ye slow?
Wherefore are you what?
Are ye slow?
Y'all understand where we get that term from when somebody can't understand? They're like, are you slow?
Right.
See, he's asking, wherefore are you slow? How you going to listen to the clay and not the potter.
That's right.
The potter made the clay.
Right.
Are you slow?
Right.
Go ahead.
And what say ye of these things, seeing your souls are very thirsty? I opened my mouth and said, buy her for yourselves without money.
Without what?
Without money.
See how this goes right back to Isaiah 55, the second witness is still saying thing. Wisdom can be bought without money. If that's the case, if money had to get wisdom, then Elon Musk would lock it all up from us.
Right, get it all.
And we wouldn't have nothing but the mind of Curly Stooges or Jethro Bodine. We'd be slow. Go ahead.
Verse 26.
Yeah.
Put your neck under the yoke.
Yeah.
And let your soul receive instruction.
Let your soul receive what?
Instruction. She is hard at hand to find. Behold with your eyes how that I have had but little labor, and have gotten unto me much rest. Get learning.
Get what?
Get learning with a great sum of money, and get much gold by her. Let your soul rejoice in his mercy, and be not ashamed of his praise. Work your work betime.
Many times.
Yeah. And in his time, he will give you your reward.
So he say, keep laboring. I'll answer any question you have, but you gotta keep laboring. If you think you're gonna figure me out, the Most High, in a weekend, when you hear individuals say, I've read the Bible front and back, that's all you did. You didn't study the Bible. You didn't go to learning. You did not go to the house of learning. What you got, sis?
I just wanted to say, once again, since I've been hungering and thirsting to grow into the true knowledge of who God is, ordinance, days of worship, and growing in the knowledge from Sunday worship, to Seventh-day Adventist, to now, how the enemy in these last days putting all these stumbling blocks in my path, and how God is using his chosen people to turn the stumbling blocks into stepping stones.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's what we're talking about. But how you going to get more, I should say, in a position of where you can glorify the Most High even more, we got to stick in the house of learning, y'all. We got to be able to prove all things, because they're going to come to us. So they're going to ask you where your papers at. The devil like to ask you where your papers at. You know, your friends ain't around.
Like
so
bringing people here,
yeah.
some stay,
But
go, because some of them choose to stay stuck in the knowledge of the world.
Well, it's not that, sis. What we're talking about is you're going to lose a few. If it's 99 you talk to, if you get one, that's good numbers. You understand that's good numbers, because many are called, but what? So you have to understand, you could have, in the midst of what you're talking about, you could have a host of not chosen. Because they may hear, it may be a benefit to them, you know, to hear certain things. They may say, what can I get out of this? Well, they eat down there.
That's what I was getting ready to
And y'all, there's always some good food. Yeah, and then, well, what did you eat spiritually? You know, I can't remember. That's a problem. So that what you got, OG?
Proverbs 1:7.
Yeah.
For the Lord is beginning of
Knowledge, yes, sir. And wisdom. And understanding and instruction. So y'all, this is where we have to be, because we're not lost, or I should say forsaken for lack of knowledge, but for what? See, that's where we have to stay from. That's what the devil is trying to do. Get you to reject knowledge. When you say the Bible is in contradiction or it has falsehood, that's where the devil wants you at right there. Trying to gaslight you. Absolutely. That's his mission, to gaslight you, because what he's doing is seeing if you making that walk like you're supposed to. What part of parable of the soul are you? You hear the word and then you see something on the news, I'm gone. That quick, a weekend. It set root for a while. And then when trouble come in your life and you don't get answered right away, because he may be chastising you and you want that whoop in the end too soon. You want to come out of the room before she tell you to come out. You don't understand what I'm saying? So you fall off. Y'all, we got to take our whooping, understand why we getting a whooping, and thank him for it, that our soul may live. He chasten those he loves. And if you can't take the chastisement, you shouldn't be in it anyway. Let's get some more, y'all. Where we going? We're going to 1 Corinthians, chapter 2, verse 9 through 16.
You need to worry about it when you don't get any correction.
Oh, boy, that's the problem, ain't it?
Don't you care?
Don't you? Right. You just let me do anything I want?
You don't belong to me.
Right. Yes, ma'am.
There was a young people that I know, their parent always chastised them, and there's a friend that always used to come and be with them. And they would say, well, they would always ask, why are you always here? And he said, because I want to be chastised like your parents chastised you. He said, she said, my parents don't care for me. And she said, how I knew that your parents love you and care for you because they're always correcting you.
Had rules.
That's right.
Rules and regulations. Without it, there's nothing in this universe that cannot function without rules. Laws. There's laws of the universe, ain't it? Even if you out in that, you're still laws there. There's laws of physics.
Laws of gravity.
Right. There's always going to be rule and rule of law so that you stay in line and stay in good graces. The season follows rules of law. Summer don't come out in winter. You may think because you have a warm day on winter, it's still winter.
Right.
Look, it was 70 degrees how many days ago? Now they're talking about snow again, freezing rain.
Right.
Y'all understand? Because guess what? It's still wintertime. If the devil deceived you for some kind of way and told you it ain't winter, go out there with your head without your hat on. It's 70.
Well, Andrew, the groundhog said.
Yeah. Y'all understand that? So now we can reduce to how long winter will last, not by the scripture, but by a groundhog. Who don't see his shadow. It's cloudy outside. That's why it's simple. It's just cloudy. Let's get some more. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 9.
Yes, sir.
But as it is written, I have not seen.
What has not seen?
I have not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man, the thing which Yahweh hath prepared for them that love him.
So, y'all, this is what we have to understand. New Jerusalem, how it's prepared, I have not seen that. Right. To the point that when it hit planet Earth, and every nation and all righteousness is on planet Earth, there's no more sin on earth. I have not seen that. What the Most High have prepared. Right. See, the Messiah said, I go back to prepare a place for you. Pure righteousness. And guess what can't enter? 1 Corinthians 6 and 9. Ezekiel 18. Revelation 22. The last verse. That cannot come in there. So, have you, these eyes, have y'all ever seen a kingdom like that? Where unrighteousness is nowhere found in the entire universe and planet Earth. I have not seen that. But we believe it's coming because if we believe Adam existed and before he seen, his eyes seen it. But he got a veil put over his eye real quickly. That quick from going away from instruction. Because he listened to someone else say, you can know the mind of the Lord. He don't want you to know his mind, but, well, it should have been questioned, well, if you know his mind, why you ain't God?
Right. There you go.
But he made it one to be desired. Like people may ask, why do people chase Satan and we already know he gonna lose the war? Why did Adam listen to his flesh? Let's start at the beginning.
Right.
Why did that third of the angels listen to what was created after the Messiah? and thought that they could do it. So y'all, we have to understand people think these things. People think I will be the drug dealer that never gets caught, and I'll be the first retired drug dealer. Yeah, I will be the first one.
You're going to get retired early.
Yeah.
Right.
So y'all, this is the mind of people that think that I will be the first in wickedness to not get caught.
Wickedly sweet.
Wickedly sweet, and I believe that I'll outslick or outthink the Father.
There's no right way to do something wrong.
Oh, say it again, bro.
There's no right way to do something wrong.
Let's get caught up, y'all.
Verse 10.
Yeah.
But Yahweh has revealed them unto us by his Spirit.
By his what?
By his Spirit.
Not his flesh. Go ahead.
For the Spirit searcheth all things. Yeah, the deep things of Yahweh.
See, this is what we're talking about. When somebody say we getting deep, it better be by the Spirit of the Most High. Right. If you talking about being deep with some sinner's book, or some guy just write a book about being deep,
Right.
that's where you're going to be in deep doo-doo. Let's get some more.
Verse 11.
Yeah.
For what man knoweth the things of man, save the spirit of man which is in him? Even so the things of Yahweh knoweth no man, but the spirit of Yahweh.
Y'all see this? It's limited to what man could think in this sinful body. Then that makes you eat from the tree of life in this sinful body. Slow my dick. Y'all understand? That's why Isaiah said in the 6th chapter, my tongue, I done said some few nasty words. It had to get his tongue cleansed. Moses said, I stutter. Don't worry about stuttering. Aaron don't stutter. You just do what I tell you. Always got a fix for that rotting flesh of yours. But if you mess up, you cannot come into this prepared place. So y'all, we have to stay in the house of learning.
That's right.
And understand this so that, and be ready to give every man an answer.
Ever seeking the knowledge.
Ever seeking the knowledge. Just don't get put on the shelf and you say I'm done with it and still got breath in your body.
I'm retired.
I'm retired from the Bible? Let's get some more. Yes, ma'am.
This morning, a guy was saying, he said the only time that he said he's tired of studying, he said he doesn't like to study. He said, as a matter of fact, he does. Only time he studies is he starts, and he's on a Sunday, he starts on a Wednesday. And then he says he comes up about 45 minutes before, and I'm like, you have no desire for the word.
Well, and we have to understand that anymore because they don't see it as beneficial to them. So they don't see the word as being beneficial to them. You understand anymore? Because we're looking for instant gratification for this dying flesh. That's why you get tired. But the soul don't get tired. You know why? It was made immortal. This flesh is tired. It gets tired. It's ready to see its glory. You want to see rotten glory. Think about what you want to see. You want to see like putting clothes on a corpse and dress it up in the best clothing.
Yeah.
Put it on Stacey Adams, a dead corpse.
Yeah.
You think that's going to make it look any better and it's dead? You think putting gold and jewels on it and fancy items while it's in the casket like this, you think that makes it look better? Yeah. Or gets you closer? No, it's dead. It's going to go in the hole and it's going to turn to dust, just like it said. And guess what's going to be in there? All them jewels. And whoever dig it open and open it up, guess who jewels them belong to? Let's get some more, y'all.
Verse 12.
Yeah.
Now we have received not the spirit of the world.
Not the what?
Not the spirit of the world. But the spirit which is of Yahweh.
Yeah.
That we might know the things that are freely given to us of Yahweh. Which things also we speak. Not in the words which man's wisdom teacheth, but which the Holy Ghost teacheth.
Who teacheth?
The Holy Ghost. Comparing spiritual things with spiritual.
So, y'all, when we're talking about contradiction, the people that say the Bible is contradicting itself is trying to match spiritual with flesh. You don't do that. The mind of the Lord says we match spiritual things with spiritual things. You can't mix that two together and expect to have that. You're going to see contradiction. You're looking at immortal and corruption, and you're trying to put them in the same barrel.
It's like they say you're comparing apples to oranges.
No, you're going to be slow.
There you go.
You the contradiction.
Yeah, let's get some more.
Verse 14.
Yeah.
But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned.
They're spiritually discerned. This breaks down from a whole different understanding. First, it brings spiritual laws and rules that you must apply yourself to before you even. There should never come out of your mouth, I was in a debate with somebody.
Right.
A debate about this? How you going to debate about the mind of the Lord? And there's only so far you can go. Someone will debate you out of this. They start challenging the Most High. They're trying to say the word is coming back void when he said it over and over again. If you don't believe that, get out of this. That's the best thing for you to get going. It's safer for you to get going than for you to lock in and then get going to something way less. It's like you just graduated from high school, but now you in daycare trying to get one of them students to teach you your ABCs. You're going backwards. Do you understand right now? Our children today don't know how to cursive write.
Man, I was just.
Some of them don't even know how to spell their name, even in just printed, just block letters.
Man.
I'm talking about individuals explaining that work at juvenile facilities that they have to make an X for individuals. In this day, 2025, you're making an X because they can't write their name.
Why did they take that out of the schools?
What?
Cursive writing?
Probably was coming to this thing of just a computer age that where we're going to do electronic signatures and we're going to do this, or that's what it is, or it's just another form of language. Like, it's still your name.
Right.
But what we're saying is the basic, when they say sign your name,
Exactly.
there's always something under there that say print your name as well. They know how to print. Some don't know how to print, so you know they don't know how to sign. So we have to understand from that perspective. What you got, sis?
It's the one world government order controlling, starting with the generation of the children, having them more focused on having a computer or phone in their face instead of learning that there's a unique.
Well, what's a new generation, sis? That would be like somebody with horse and carriage talking about a car. Why don't y'all just stay with real horsepower? So I got one horse, or I got 4 hooked to my chariot. That means I have 4 horsepower. I got an automobile here with new technology, and I got 325 horses under this hood. You got 4. Let's step on the gas pedal and see we're going to get where we're at. So I understand clearly what you're saying, Sid. It's just another form of language that our children don't even know the basics form, and that means just how to spell your name. It's not the language. It's like, do you know your name if you see it in block letters? And they don't. That's what we're talking about. It's not a government thing, because it's just a thing to where the government is going with language. They're not changing your name. They're just going away from those signatures, because they said, once you sign in and put your thumb on, we got your signature. You understand?
The thing of it
Give your
is,
thumb.
when you write your signature, that's a unique pattern that nobody can sign like you can, that God gave you.
Well, God didn't give you the English language to sign your name. He gave you Hebrew. Can you sign? Let me ask you, hold on. Listen to what I'm saying. Can you sign your name in Hebrew?
I'm talking about children.
I'm talking about children learn Hebrew. Christ knew his Hebrew letters when he was a child. This is what I'm saying. Since it's just a form of language, you don't want to take it too far out of the scope. What we're talking about is what they don't know if they see it in big block. I don't care if they don't know how to sign. Pick your name out of these letters, or spell it your name, and tell us how to spell your name in block letters. if they can't do that,
Right.
they couldn't even sign for an inheritance.
Right.
What you got back there, sis?
I was just going to say behind that, we were told when the computers first came into the Sunday public schools that the reason why they wanted them to do that, that was going to set them up later, that they were going to learn how to sign their signature on the computer. That's the reason why the cursive writing was taken out of the school.
Yeah.
So they'll learn how to recognize their name. Just
Yeah.
like you said, when they see it on the computer screen, they'll know what A, B, C, and D is, and that's their name.
Absolutely, because it's still the first thing you learn is in block letters. A, B, C, D, won't you sing with me? That's not cursive. There's no cursive A's. That comes later. But to get you started, it's going to be in block letters. So even if we go back to them learning block letters, they don't know they letters.
Right.
And they're in high school. See, the script never said learn your words. It said know your letters. Letters makes words. Like why is phone Phone instead of Fone? What's the difference in those letters that make you look at it two different ways? You understand? So y'all, we have to learn our letters just to wind it up, and that's what we're not understanding. We're learning words first. But iniquity doth already work, sis. They already got this in plan, how they going to do it, because they knew by 2025 we're going to be fully engaged into the computer system. What are you going to do to stop it but learn the computer language? You have to learn it, or you won't be able to survive in this world that only uses the computer. Ain't no more payphones.
For most companies today, if you don't have to use a computer, you're not using machinery either.
Yeah, you can't even use machinery. You can't even blacksmith because everything is set up so you don't make mistakes. Put the figure in there and we'll have it pound for you this many times. You're putting everything into the computer. So we have to understand we are in that generation. He told us, when you see these things happening, know that it's at the door. 200 years ago when we were in horsepower, raw horsepower, that wasn't the time. This is the time of Matthew 24. When we can number every man, woman, and child on earth, and we can give them a cause to use this number system. You're going to have to use it. You can't pay your bills without our number system. What are you doing in here with cash?
Right.
And look, on cash, it's not a cursive writing, but letters. There's letters on money that tells you what's the number of that letter. Every bill, if it starts out with H, that's the 8th letter of the alphabet. Is that right? Well, I think it is, but whatever the letter is, you'll see the number right behind the letter. Y'all understand? So you understand how to count the letters. Because the letter's going to tell you how to look for the Antichrist. Not the words, because if that's the case, we're saying 666 means Ronald Wilson Reagan. 6 letters in each one of his names, but the script didn't say that. Ronald Reagan dead. And it didn't say 6 letters in each name. It says they would add up to 603. So your letters are going to add up, not Ronald Wilson Reagan. Because R may not mean 600. And when you letter his name out, he may not equal up to nothing but 26. That eliminates him. Y'all understand?
Yep.
Let's get some more. Let's get some more out of the house of learning.
That's right.
And we're not talking about us, we're talking about this is the house of learning.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Verse 15.
Yes, sir.
But he that is spiritual.
He that is what?
He that is spiritual judgeth all things. Yet he himself is judge of no man.
How is that possible when people say, you can't judge me, you judging me? They say when you spiritual, you can judge all matters, but he himself is not judged because you know how to judge. I'm not going to be caught in a crime and I'm telling you, you're going to go to hell and I'm not.
Right.
Matthew 7 tell you, judge not lest ye be judged. But spiritual let you know I ain't even supposed to be involved with nothing if I'm currently going through the same thing. If I'm going through divorce, I can't be in the discussion of a marriage situation that's about to be divorced. I have to handle mine. I ain't through with mine. How am I in this business over here? It don't mean you can't if you are not in that position. It's just saying that position is not for you right now because of what you're going through. You jump in this, you may be looking for help with where you at. No, that's what he's saying. You can't judge what you're currently involved in yourself. It don't mean you never can. When that's over, then you get back in the scrap. Because then you can tell your side if it was done righteously or if it was done unrighteously. Now you can get in the matter if you hear somebody saying anything. But going through it right then, no, it's not set up for you to do it that way. Because you may be biased and lean toward one individual. Because you going through it. No, you can't do that. He said, get out of that conversation. You get out of it. Like he got out of it, the Messiah, when they brought the woman caught in adultery. They say, we actually walked in the door and we saw the activity that was going on.
Where the other person is?
And he said, Moses told us to stone her to death. Okay, but you must have didn't read what Moses said, stone both of them to death. Where is the other individual that you caught? And the Messiah say, I won't judge this matter because it's not fair. The one who's ready to stone her was the one that was caught in the act, but these my buddies. Y'all understand what we're saying? So Most High say, well, go and do what?
Sin no more.
Because he says, obviously you've been caught. But I'm not going to put you to death because I'm one witness. I know what you did, but if I put you down and he gets away, then that makes the word of God unjust, unfavorable toward the Pharisees. Y'all understand? Let's get some more.
Verse 16.
Yeah.
For who has known the mind of the Lord?
Yeah.
That he may instruct him.
That you going to tell the Lord what to do. Go ahead.
But we have the mind of Hamashiach.
Who had the mind of his father. You understand? It's people out here right now, and there's books out here that you can judge God. He said right there. In what book are you talking about? Well, in this book of the Kabbalah or these dentists that are Freemasons, they say you can judge God. And you can decide if you want to come back when you resurrect.
You can't even decide if you're waking up or not.
Boy, look here. It's some say, well, you just may come back as a lowly servant, a janitor. Well, what I care about that if I ain't going to the lake of fire?
There you go.
How about I come back and just be begging outside of White Castle?
It's the kingdom.
If that's the punishment.
It's the kingdom.
You understand what I'm saying? But that's the foolishness of those who think they can instruct the Lord on what he needs to do, on how he judges a matter. He lays his rules out. The reason we're having all these problems with judgment is because the rules are not put out first. There's not a debate I've seen on any one of them for the few minutes I'm able to stomach it that starts out with the rules. I'm talking about Israelite against Israelite or whatever. Start out with the rules. I don't care if it's against an Egyptology or a Buddhist. The rules of this stands firm. If this comes into it, the rules better be there. How you going to say 15 on board to get in on the domino game? Right. You put them rules out first, don't you? If you don't put them rules out first and I get a nick to get on board, can you then tell me, players, 15 to get on board?
You ain't getting that.
You ain't laid no rules out for me. Right. And that's what happened with debate. There's no rules out. So what you come to is we're agreeing to disagree.
What does the winner get?
Boy, look here.
Does the other person change to his views?
No.
Vice versa?
Like $25.
Something like
$25.
that. Yeah. Go ahead, what's on, Let's get it, y'all. Let's get caught up on this, y'all.
Where we going?
We're going to
Acts or
so
Sirach 6?
Yeah, let's go to Sirach 6 because we gave the definition of contradiction, and I just asked a simple question. If an individual said, he my friend, but I don't trust him, is that possible? Is that a contradiction?
He's not your friend.
It could be. or it may not be, but we have to go to the house of learning and the instructions to see if that's possible with a friend. Y'all understand? So we don't have to guess the mind of the Lord. He's already given it into the hands of men by the Holy Ghost, by the Holy Spirit, have instructed them how to write where a friend is at. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going to the book of Sirach, chapter 6.
You in the wrong book, ain't it?
No, I want to get something else. I want to get a brother. Which they said, well, wait a minute. Hold on, I was looking for Proverbs 18 real quick. Yeah. No, you're going to Sirach. I'm just looking for something else real quick. Okay, hold on. I tell you what, before you hit that, Zeb, just give me Proverbs 18 and 24. Just read that real quick, y'all, and then we're going to get into the Sirach 6. I just want to get some understanding, because when we say certain things, we have to let the Bible explain a friend, not from our own thought processes, because we try to make friends an illegal activity. How you going to ask for loyalty of a friend and y'all selling dope?
Right.
Once they get me behind that curtain in the first 48 and they ask me, somebody going to do these 50 years.
It was him.
Yeah, boy, look here.
I'm going to miss you, dog.
Who you, and then they ask you, who you talking about, your friend?
Yes.
Right.
See, people can claim their friends in illegal activity. You understand what we're saying?
Proverbs chapter 18, verse 24.
What it say?
A man that has friends must show himself friendly. And there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother.
Y'all understand that there's friends that you have outside your initial family. They closer to you than your own flesh and blood. Out of the same house.
Be like that.
Because those are spiritually things discerned, not fleshly things. When it comes back down to earth, then there's a hierarchy on earth. What happened when that flesh died is a hierarchy on that. But the spiritual, who is my mother? Who is my brother?
Those that keep the word of the Father.
Let's get some more. See, y'all, and then we understand why Abraham called Lot his brother, but yet he was his nephew. He's talking spiritual. This is my brother. I'm his uncle. I could have told him, no, I want both lands. I tell you what, take this alley over here. My men ain't going to war with you. I'm your uncle. But he didn't. He said, nephew, you pick first which way you want to go. Because we brothers, spiritually. When we resurrect, we be called sister and what?
Brother.
Let's read some more.
Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach, chapter 6, verse 1.
Yeah.
Instead of a friend, become not an enemy.
Y'all see that? Instead of friends, you ain't got to have no friends. Just don't be an enemy to nobody.
That's right.
Just don't be to the point that where you go somewhere and you see somebody pointing like this, or you like, oh, that a nigga here, I can't go up in there. No. If you got a problem going anywhere because you worried about somebody that may be there, then you're going to have a shallow life.
Yeah.
Pretty soon you're going to be able to go out on the porch.
Right.
I'm not talking about just going and gain territory. It's red territory. And you like, man, they miss me. I'm going in there with all blue on. No, we're not telling you to tempt evil. Right. But what we're saying is there should be no place you have to worry about going if you understand this, you know. And I ain't got to have a friend, but I just can't be an enemy. I can't be dressed like Black Lives Matter and then go to a Klan rally. It just ain't gonna work.
You I'm become the main attraction.
Right.
Let's get it, Joe. Go ahead.
Instead of a friend, become not an enemy.
Yeah.
For thereby thou shalt inherit an ill name.
What kind of name?
An ill name, shame, and reproach. Even so shall a sinner that hath a double tongue. Extol not thyself in the counsel of thine own heart.
In thine own heart. Don't trust in your own mind. You can outthink the Lord with this. And then I'm worried about tomorrow.
Right.
This. I think I can outthink that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm concerned about what tomorrow brings. And tomorrow may not bring you nothing.
Right.
Go ahead.
Extol not thyself in the counsel of thine own heart, that thy soul be not torn in pieces as a bull straying alone. Thou shalt eat up thy leaves, and loose thy fruit, and leave thyself as a dry tree. A wicked soul shall destroy him that hath it, and shall make him to be laughed to scorn of his enemies.
So that's what will happen is if you extol yourself in the counsel of your own heart. You eat up leaves and lose your fruit. You become a dry tree, meaning you can't reproduce righteousness. That's what happened to planet Earth when the Messiah came in Isaiah 53. He was a root out of dry ground. Wasn't nothing producing. All the doctrines on earth was like that dirt, that when children play basketball on that dirt, ain't no root coming out of there. Never again.
No.
You have to dig that up and lay down sod over that.
Yeah, that almost become like clay.
It almost, and no root will come back up. That's how the Messiah came. When every religion, there was nothing being tilled good on the ground. Everything was producing bad fruit, rotten fruit, especially the children of Israel. Let's get some more.
Verse 5.
Yeah.
Sweet language will multiply friends.
What kind of language?
Sweet language.
Boy, you the best I ever seen. If God made anything better than you, oh, you just sweet language, puffing somebody up. Yeah, you right. Yeah, you ain't lying. Yeah, I'm the stuff.
Right.
You got a little self-esteem.
Go ahead, bro.
Sweet language will multiply friends.
Yeah.
And a fair-speaking tongue will increase kind greeting.
Yeah.
Be in peace with many.
Be in peace with a few.
Be in peace with many. Nevertheless, have but one counselor of 1,000.
One counselor of 1,000. This is our counselor, y'all. Right. First. Always first. Right. Go ahead.
If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first.
Do what first?
Prove him first. And be not hasty to credit him.
How you talking about how cool this your friend and you don't know his last name and he riding in your car? Right. Boy, my friend, if they ask you, who is his peoples? Right. Look, I just met him yesterday, over here. Wait a minute. And y'all riding and y'all talking about friend and you ain't got no history on him? There's been no proving of him.
And then he's sitting behind me.
Oh, boy, look here. That's what these youngsters doing today. Who was in the car with you? It was my cousin friend. What's his name? I don't know. And you just let him get in your car and your cousin didn't even introduce. I don't know.
He robbed somebody right before he got in
your car. Boy, look here. You got Do Dirty sitting back there and you don't know. Let's get some more, man.
Verse 8.
Yeah.
For some man is a friend of his own occasion, and will not abide in the day of thy trouble.
Will not abide in the day of thy trouble. Soon as he hears something bad didn't happen, he ain't answering his phone no more. Your best friend cannot answer right now. Right. The one who you helped out tremendously, I can't answer right now. I heard the feds got you.
You hear the feds got him? Or you told the feds to get him?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, bro.
He made the phone call.
Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
And there is a friend who being turned to an enemy and strife will discover thy reproach. Again, some friend is a companion at the table and will not continue in the day of thy affliction.
As long as the table got bountiful meats on it, they there.
Yeah.
But y'all, you see right here, verse 9, and there is a friend who being turned to enmity and strife will discover thy reproach. It said enmity, mutual hate. I mean, you know what I'm saying, but hatred. And then he's your friend though, but what happens is if we get at odds, I'm going to tell your secrets. Right. Like this brunity, like this unity of doctrines, of worldly doctrines. You understand what I'm saying? That will discover your secrets, like joining Freemasons. Them ain't your friends because they'll discover your secrets if we get at odds. Right. So that tells you you shouldn't be counseling with them. You shouldn't be discussing your personal business with these individuals. Do you know it's camps out here that say, I need to speak with your woman concerning this argument y'all had last night? Are you for real? Baby, the leader say he wants to speak to you. Yeah.
What he say then?
Yeah, I'll be there. He said he need to talk to me by himself.
Right. You ain't got to come right home.
What you say, bro? Been gone how long? But as individuals put that power in individuals' hands. If he able to correct her, what do she need you for?
Yeah,
What you say you gonna get?
You ain't,
Yes, sir.
you ain't a covering, you a rug.
Yeah, look here. Let's get boys, you say get stepped on, feet wiped on, huh, boy? Let's get some more of this, y'all. We gotta get speeded up just a bit.
Verse 11.
Yeah.
But in thy prosperity,
In thy what?
in thy prosperity, he will be as thyself, and will be bold over thy servant.
See, look at that. When you get some money, he find out you didn't hit pick 3 midday. Oh, this the best friend in the world. Bro, I was just calling you, man. You don't need your trash empty, do you?
I was with you when you bought the
Yeah,
ticket.
boy, look here. Go ahead.
If thou be brought low, he will be against thee, and will hide himself from thy face.
Hide himself from thy face. He won't even have instructions for you to help you get on the right path. He has no more use of you.
right.
You done fell off.
Right.
Let's get some more.
Separate thyself from thine enemy, and take heed of thy friend.
Yeah.
A faithful friend is a strong defense, and he that hath found such an one hath found a treasure. Nothing doth contravail a faithful friend, and his excellency is invaluable.
So a faithful friend, his excellency of how he ride with you is invaluable. This is why he sent us out by twos, not out by gangs. Right. 2 at the most 3. You can really know who this individual is. It's only 2 of us. If we have to get back to back to get out of a situation, but a whole gang, I don't know what he doing over there. I don't know what he doing over here. We just got a lot of numbers that ain't gonna do nothing. Cause soon as they throw down a pack of 25 of them Black Cat firecrackers, it may be only you left. Smite the shepherd and the flock will flee. Soon as they stole the Messiah in the jaw, 10 of the disciples took off. Judas was already through. Peter kind of kept coming back to see what was going to take place. He still was kind of hanging around. And we're going to get into a little bit of that day in Mark 14. So let's speed this on up.
Verse 16.
Yeah.
A faithful friend is the medicine of life.
What is he?
The medicine of life. And they that fear the Lord shall find him. Whoso feareth the Lord shall direct his friendship aright. For as he is, so shall his neighbor be also.
So y'all see this, all this saying is treat somebody as you want to be treated.
Exactly.
That's how you find your best friend. You understand? And a friend, you should be able to tell if they're doing something wrong or they're going off. With the chastisement of the Lord, not with your own instruction. That's right. So hopefully if we get to Job 14, 15, and 16 chapter, there's a lot of conversation in there with friends. Trying to explain and understand the mind of the Lord on why his flesh is going through what it's going through, but not his soul. They giving him flesh counsel. And Job is saying it's a spiritual matter. Let's get some more. Where we at?
Verse 18. My son, gather instruction from thy youth up.
How long we got to gather it up
from thy youth up. So shalt thou find wisdom till thine old age.
If you ain't getting no wisdom now in our youth, what you expect to have when you get old?
Stupid.
Yeah, what? That's where it's going to be. And slowness.
Right.
Literally. Both moving body and up here.
Yeah.
A man that's 75 keep talking about he's 25. When he was 25, how many years of life have he lost?
50.
What? 50 years. If I'm 75 and all I do is, boy, when I was 25, man, I'm telling you. Boy, the regal 25 and I'm 75, I'm still thinking about those days. I've lost 50 years because I can't tell you about last year at 74. That's a problem, ain't it?
That's a big problem.
There's nothing for the 25 to look forward to. Let's get some more, y'all. We're going to the book of Acts. The psalm was about the voice of the Lord. But we want to just clear up what most feel is a contradiction because they're using different language than the Bible. They'll use questions out of here or from the Muslims or the Moors on these spiritual matters. And they bring different rules into the game. Acts 9th chapter, 1 through 9. And y'all, and this is concerning, this is something I want to get back on and just kind of go over because young wise servant had asked about this. And we just kind of gave a brief answer, but sometimes you have to come back and get things cleared up this so learning will go forth, understanding will go forth, especially of ourselves because the Most High open up another door while you're going over this again because you're seeking another's wealth.
Right.
You're making sure it's understood like that at the same time. You're getting more understanding. Let's get it, y'all.
Going to be reading in the book of Acts, chapter 9, and verse 1.
Yes, sir.
And it reads, And Saul, yet breathing out threatenings and slaughter against the disciples of the Most High, went unto the high priest.
Now, this is Paul before the road to Damascus. His name was Saul at first, like King Saul.
Exactly.
And he's breathing and threatening slaughter. I'm killing anybody that believes in the Messiah. You Israelites, you Messiah believers, I'm putting you to death. Put the word out. I'm coming through to slay y'all. And this is in our own house. This is a Benjamite. Let's get some more.
Verse 2.
Yeah.
And desired of him letters to Damascus to the synagogues, that if he found any of this way, whether they were men or women, he might bring them bound unto Jerusalem.
Y'all see this, men or women. If you're a believer, you coming in shackles back to Jerusalem. Go ahead.
Verse 3. And as he journeyed, he came near Damascus, and suddenly there shined round about him a light from heaven. And he fell to the earth, and heard a voice saying unto him, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me?
So no matter what movie you watching, any of these so-called UFO movies, that bright light hit always and blind them, don't it? Because they don't have their own imagination. Even if they change to their UFO story, they still got to have what we're reading because they know your mind is already set on the light of the Most High. What was those 3 days before the sun was created on day number 4? This is the light you're now seeing. That light for them 3 days has got you blind. It's like the sun hitting off of snow, but times 10,000. Let's get some more.
Verse 5.
Yeah.
And he said, Who art thou, Lord? And the Most High said, I am Yeshua, whom thou persecutest. It is hard for thee to kick against the prick. And he, trembling and astonished, said, Master, what wilt thou have me to do? And the Most High said unto him, Arise, and go into the city, and it shall be told thee what thou must do.
Okay.
And the men which journeyed with him stood speechless, hearing a voice, but seeing no man.
Now, this is where the problem come in for individuals who saying the Bible is contradicting itself. So we're going to go to chapter 22, and the same thing is being repeated again because Paul is repeating this, or Saul is repeating this once again to some more individuals. What happened on that road to Damascus? So they said the men heard a voice, but they didn't, what did it say?
Didn't see no man.
But they didn't see nobody. So, but they heard a voice. So we're going to get an understanding of what the voice is. He all right. He all right, said.
I got 8 and 9 too.
So what's happening is we just read in the Psalms when we got started about the voice of the Lord.
Exactly.
And we just read 10 different ways we hear his voice. When we Had people from down south, if a thunderstorm came and it was a rough one, they tell you immediately, turn that TV off. Y'all get quiet. The Lord is doing his business. Don't y'all hear him talking to us? And then you can keep having that TV going till you hear that real thunder boomer that cut everything off, rattle the house, shake it up and down. Then you hear the voice of the Lord. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Let's get some more.
Verse 8.
Yeah.
And Saul arose from the earth, and when his eyes were opened, he saw no man.
What'd he see?
He saw no man. But they led him by the hand and brought him into Damascus. And when he was 3 days without sight, and neither did eat nor drink.
So we're going to go to now Acts 22. And the story is going to be repeated, but this is where men think, oh, right there, we got it. We got it. So you think this being put together via the Masoretic text by Hebrew scholars that went over this time and time again, that right there, they got slipped up and didn't remember what they just did right here. And it's going over men countless of times. Read it again. Let's go over it again. And you think they actually made a mistake. We got them right there. We got them. We got them. You got them if you're thinking earthly.
Sounds like you want him more
Boy,
than you
look
want the
here.
word.
If you think clay, if you're thinking like clay, let's get some more.
So you're going to the book of Acts.
Yeah, chapter 22.
And
We're
verse
going to start about, I'll tell you what, because the same thing. Okay, y'all read 1 through. We just going to jump down to verse 8. Just jump down to verse 8. Acts 22 and 8. And he's repeating this again. We start at 7. Well, you gonna give me? Yeah, you gonna hold right there. 6.
Let's go to my favorite.
Yeah. But look, what we want to do, y'all, we're looking for consistency.
Right.
Does the story change, or does an event change, or is the event some event changing that most don't understand how the change could be? You understand what I'm saying? So let's get it. Acts 22, and where we going?
Verse
6.
The book of Acts, chapter 22, and verse 6.
Yeah.
And it came to pass that as I made my journey and was come nigh unto Damascus about noon, suddenly there shone from heaven a great light around me.
So the incident is exactly the same.
Right.
Nothing's changed from the beginning of the incident. Let's get some more.
Verse 7.
Yeah.
And I fell unto the ground and heard a voice saying unto me, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me?
So right here, we're still on point, aren't we? Yeah. Everything he said in chapter 9 is on point. Go ahead.
Verse 8.
Yeah.
And I answered, Who art thou, Lord? And he said unto me, I am Yeshua of Nazareth, whom thou persecutest.
Yes, sir.
And they that were with me saw indeed the light.
And that's what it said at the other one, because it said they were so afraid. Go ahead.
And were afraid. But they heard not the voice of him that spake to me.
So now this is what they said to contradict. Well, it said chapter 9, say he heard the voice. The men heard a voice versus the voice that was talking with me. They heard a voice. It's like people saying, man, he was just mumbling. I don't know what the hell he was talking about. What's that rap group, the Mumble Boys? Huh? What do they call them? Pico. Nico? Amigos. Okay. Amigos. That mumble rap. Do anybody know what them mumblers saying, especially our generation?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Them youngsters know because they hit the floor and shoulders be moving and hunching moves start. You know, they understand that voice that's saying, all we're hearing is a voice, but we don't understand what it's saying. It's not clear to us, but it wasn't meant to be clear to them. They were just men assisting Paul on his road to round up Hebrews. The message was not for them. The message was for Saul. Because you're persecuting the Messiah's children, so to speak, that believed in him. So the message is for the persecutor, not them, the Uber driver, so to speak. They ain't got nothing to do with this. This for you. So we see again, he's explaining they heard a voice, but they didn't hear the voice that was speaking to me. So let's just jump right to 22, and we're going to hear a little bit more of how that voice spoke to him, in what language. Let's get some more.
You want verse 20?
No. I'm saying, hold on, what we got? We got 26.
Yeah,
that's what I want. I'm sorry, bro.
Okay.
Thank you. 26.
We're going in the book of Acts, chapter 26.
And the story will repeat itself again, but now he's in the hands of King Agrippa, who about ready to lock him up about what they charging him with. So now the Roman government got him. And you see, he ain't changed what straightened his mind out. They're like, hold on, you used to bring people here in chains. You was pulling a Django. If y'all understand that, just transport people who they say were out of line. Talking against the Torah. He was rounding them up. Now Agrippa got him, and he's asking them the same thing. Let's get some more.
Daniel.
Yes, sir.
Young Wise, who in the chat, he says, Shabbat Shalom, family. I brought this up 2 lessons ago. I appreciate you clearing it up, Daniel. Solomon, all praise the Most.
Yes, sir. Young Wise, sir. We have been mentioning it the last couple of weeks, but what happens is you have to do a lesson on this because what we gave you would not be sufficient enough, to get the point across. But what we're talking about is to prove all things and break it down so you don't have that, well, it said a voice and you saying a D voice and you're going to end in a stalemate. But when we let the Bible explain itself, then it ain't no stalemate for us and no contradiction for us. That's them don't know the language of the Lord. But all praises, young wise servant. Let's get some more.
Precept upon precept.
Yeah, precept upon precept, which means rule of law upon rule of law of the Bible. Not of somebody else's book and some book of the Moors. And some new Negroes writing books. Let's get some more.
The book of Acts, chapter 26 and verse 13.
Yeah.
At midday, O king, I saw in the way a light from heaven, above the brightness of the sun.
So all 3 places we just read, and this is the 3rd time, it's saying exactly when it happened at noontime. So nothing in the event changes, right? Let's get some more.
Shining round about me and them which journeyed with me. And when we were all fallen to the earth.
We all fell to the earth. All of them fell to the earth. That's still, we on point. Go ahead.
I heard a voice speaking unto me and saying in the Hebrew tongue.
What tongue was it talking in?
The Hebrew
So
tongue.
now we understand the voice that he heard was speaking to him in his own language. But the men, who are these men of Damascus? What language they speak?
Right.
Or are they just like when you go visit another country and you need a taxi? They don't, you ain't got to speak their language. The only language they want to know is this.
Right.
And I ain't talking about boogers. You know, that cash money. Cash money. You understand what I'm saying? So, let's read on some more. Let it explain itself.
I heard a voice speaking unto me
Thank you, sir.
and saying in the Hebrew tongue, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? It is hard for thee to kick against the pricks.
So now we're getting a little bit more to the story on what the voice was. It was in the Hebrew. It was speaking to me in my own language. Let's get some more.
Verse 15.
Yeah.
And I said, who art thou, Lord? And he said, I am Yeshua, whom thou persecutest. But rise and stand upon thy feet, for I have appeared unto thee for this purpose, to make thee a minister and a witness both of these things which thou hast seen, and of those things in the which I will appear unto thee, delivering thee from the people and from the Gentiles, unto whom now I send thee, to open their eyes.
To do what?
To open their eyes. And to turn them from darkness to light. And from the power of Satan.
And from the power of who?
Of Satan unto Yahweh.
So we understand that darkness have a power from Satan. And light have to come to you to get that power of the devil off of you.
That's right.
You just ain't gonna get it by threatening the devil.
Right.
He eat up threats. Right. You got to have the power of the Most High, and that's no obedience and disobedience, because that's all he there for.
And if the white man was the the devil, how he's delivering him from the devil. Like the camps be saying, oh, the white man's the devil.
Well, we know that. Just like the black man is this. But see, notice we in colors and not nations anymore. See, so everything white I see, I ain't got an understanding. That means if I see John Brown because he's white, I don't know he's working with me. He's an abolitionist. Right. If I see Cyrus the Persian because he like this, I don't know he's a servant of God because I'm chasing color, not righteousness.
Right. And again, it says, teach the Gentiles.
Yes, sir.
This word is only for us. We're not supposed to teach them.
It's just called black supremacy. It's a doctrine made up because it starts off black. Have we ever read? And Jacob was the father of Reuben. And Reuben was the father of Reuben Jr. And Reuben Jr. was the father of black. Is that anywhere in there? When we read Esau and his lineages in Genesis 36. And Eliphaz the Teemite was the father of little Eliphaz the Teemite Jr. But you don't see, and he was the father of white. Do you? Y'all, so we understand it's just color doctrine that does this to us. But yet, they can't explain all the other black people on earth. How do we separate ourselves from all the other black people on earth? See, but their instructions do it. Even about a Zondervan, we got the older one. It say Ham, the father of all the dark races, but not the Negroes. The newer version say Ham, the father of all the dark races, but not the blacks, but the Ethiopians, the Libyans, the Canaanites. So it's still telling you no matter what byword y'all call yourself, you're not part of Ham. You can be blacks, you can be Negroes, those bywords and proverbs. You are Israelites. And if you teach anything other than that, like black, then you're doing worse than they are because you got us chasing our reproach.
If you walk in the light, you won't have to worry about none of that.
You boy, look here. Let's get some more. Where we at? Did we finish that?
Yeah,
okay.
Verse 18 from the top. To open their eyes and to turn them from darkness to light, and from the power of Satan unto Yahweh, that they may receive forgiveness of sin.
What did they may receive?
Forgiveness of sin and inheritance among them which are sanctified by faith that is in me.
So, and he tells when Agrippa, he said, I couldn't fight against this. It was too much for me. And he go on to tell Agrippa what's going on. And you know what Agrippa say? You almost convincing me to be a Christ follower, a Christian. If Agrippa was an Israelite, he wouldn't say that.
Right.
Agrippa was a descendant of Herod, who was an Edomite. And Herod and Agrippa right here saying, you almost about to convince me. Guess what Paul tells us? Not only you, but your whole household. So this ain't got nothing to do with black. This got to be with every soul on earth the Most High have power over. He don't care who it is. Whatever color you name him, he has power over that soul. And he said, I don't want any soul to die. If y'all get into this black-white thing, then guess what color your servant's going to be with that program? Black. Because you done killed everybody else but black. So get prepared to serve your own selves, each other. What you got, bro?
Revelation says, he that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says.
Well, look, that's what the scriptures say. That's what the scriptures say.
I mean, if you have ears to hear, let him hear what the Spirit says to the church.
No. So that's what we talking about, bro. He didn't say let black hear.
Right.
What I have to say about white. Y'all understand what I'm saying? But it's some naysayers out there right now. Thumbs down. That's white doctrine. That's Christianity. No, it ain't Christianity. It's Christ's followers. Christianity was made up in AD 332. That's Christianity. But the script, 3 places it say you can be a Christ follower, not follow Christianity. It's 2 different things. So you don't like how that word is in here. It didn't have anity at the back of it. All 3 places in the Bible, there's no anity behind Christian.
Right.
In the 3 places it's mentioned, ain't no anity. Anity was added. Anity brought in Edomite Jesus. See, I almost said white Jesus, but no. Oh, look. Black Jesus don't matter either. Who is black Jesus? Where he come from? The Egyptians say black Jesus came from them. That's why we have to be careful. Y'all understand? Let's get it.
You going to the book of John?
Yeah, we're going to the book of John, y'all. And why we're going here is to show you the voice of the Lord. That how people think they hear things, but they didn't hear nothing. Right. They may have heard the Migos. Rumble, 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 rumble. Now the beat is hidden. The beat gonna have shoulders moving. You gonna see? Take it easy now. Be careful out there. Look, the beat gonna have you moving, but you don't know what you listening to, what got you moving. John 12:29, y'all, these some one-liners, and they're just explaining the voice of the Lord. So we move on to the next so-called contradiction, which means truth and a lie mixed together. All in water. It ain't gonna never mix. No. You can't mix Hennessy and birthday cake.
You can, but it
Yes, sir.
that whipped ice in it.
Well, look here. You gonna exit the party early.
Yeah. And exit early.
Yeah, boy, look at that early. You right. Yeah. Oh boy, look here. They holding you up.
Yeah.
Shoes full of herb.
But you had a good time.
But you had a good time. Up until that point, what you can remember. The rest is being fed to you.
Yeah. Okay. How my drawers get outside?
Oh boy, look here.
Why is my pockets inside?
Boy, look here. Look, and drawers outside my pants.
Yeah.
Boy, look here. That's a problem. Let's get some more. John 12:29.
John chapter 12, verse 29.
Hey, y'all looking, y'all there?
You all on YouTube.
Yeah. No, you wouldn't be in Superman.
What fire. Oh, boy.
Go ahead, bro.
John chapter 12, verse 29.
Uh-huh.
The people therefore stood by.
I tell you, back it up just a bit to where. Okay. Okay, yeah. 24, yeah. So we hear 23. So we hear and people hear the voice. Go ahead. So in John chapter 12, verse 23. Go ahead, bro.
John chapter 12, verse 23.
Uh-huh.
And Yahushua answered them, saying, the hour is come that the Son of Man should be glorified.
And understand this, y'all. When y'all keep saying hour, that's all it's going to take when the temptation comes for you. Y'all, we have to prepare ourselves for 1 hour. That the temptation going to be strong. It's going to be violent. For 1 hour. Just 1 hour. It's like the Day of Atonement. It's 11. You're into the last hour before the Day of Atonement is over and you get to eat again. That last hour until you start to grow in this will be your most crucial. You got your hand on speed dial to Big Mama's Pizza. You got your hand on the water delivery. Waiting on that last hour. If you wait like that and then when that hour hit, then you start pushing buttons in order, you miss the whole purpose of this. Mm-hmm. You know why? Because Elijah, Moses, the Messiah, Enoch did 930 more hours than you did. And you ready? You like this with 1 hour to go and you only did 24? And 23 of them was like this, I ain't gonna make it, I ain't gonna make it, I ain't gonna make it.
You convincing yourself.
Boy, okay. Go ahead, bro. Read some more.
Verse 24.
Yeah.
Verily, verily, I say unto you, except a corn of wheat fall unto the ground and die, it abideth alone.
Uh-huh.
But if it die, it bringeth forth much fruit.
Yes, sir.
He that loveth his life shall lose it.
Uh-oh.
And he that hateth his life in this world.
In this what?
In this world shall keep it until life eternal.
It didn't say he that hated his life, period. He said in this world.
Right.
This world is run by another counselor. Let's get some more.
Verse 26.
Yeah.
If any man serve me, let him follow me.
Y'all understand? Is that clear? You can't follow nobody else.
Right.
Can't have another counselor.
Right.
Let's get some more.
If any man serve me, let him follow me. And where I am, there shall also my servant be. If any man serve me, him will my Father honor.
Uh-oh.
Now is my soul troubled.
Uh-huh.
And what shall I say? Father, save me from this hour. But for this cause came I unto this hour.
Y'all understand this? This is the flesh side of him.
Right.
That he's facing
Right.
the gauntlet, so to speak.
Right.
If it's anything you do, I know like what you did for Jonah. You did him like that, you know. If this hour can pass for me, I see what you did for Abraham now. You brought them out of the fire. I'm at this point right now. They're ready. They got the nails and the hammers.
Right.
They got the wood. It's this hour, if it could pass from me.
Right.
And it's the hour of death.
Right.
It's knowing you finna leave what we call this planet.
Right.
That hour.
Right.
Let's get some more.
Verse 28.
Yeah.
Father, glorify thy name. Then came there a voice from heaven, saying, I have both glorified it and will glorify it again.
Okay.
The people therefore that stood by and heard it.
They heard it. Go ahead.
Heard it, said that it thundered.
You see what type of voice they heard? They said sound like thunder. But it said, I will glorify you. Go ahead.
Others said an angel spake to him.
An angel spake to him. What's angel's language?
Right.
They hearing a voice, but they don't know what it is. We got people mixed up on what was said. I heard thunder, man. Man, could have been an angel.
Right.
Go ahead. What else say that?
Yahushua answered and said, this voice came not because of me, but for your sake. Now is the judgment of this world. Now shall the prince of this world be cast out.
Y'all understand what he's saying? That voice, it didn't come from me, it came from y'all. I have to go through this. It's going to be rough, and you have naysayers. Well, if he God, why he couldn't take that? Come on, man. You know, y'all this simple. This simple.
Slow.
That if he wept over John's death and knew he was going to resurrect him, he's got human feelings like we do.
The flesh.
The flesh.
He's not the Most High.
And he's not the Most High. Absolutely. He's his only begotten son. So we have to understand, but he was made like unto rotting flesh, made like unto sinful flesh, but he sinned not. Never did. So if we don't get those two separated, we're going to keep thinking and listening to the kind of, oh, he was scared of that. No, he wasn't scared to die. He was born to die. It was said, he said just, I'm right at the point. Y'all, like the point we be, if the mark of the beast coming, they got you laying down like this, looking up at the blade. They're going to give you an hour. They may let it down, come down to here, and then they go back up. If they have to change your drawers, they ain't worried about you.
They ain't got to worry about that. That's the reason.
Let's get some more, y'all.
Let me read this 32.
Go ahead, bro.
And if I be lifted up from the earth, and I, if I be lifted up from the earth, will draw all men unto me.
Hallelujah. Y'all understand that? And that verse 33.
Yeah.
This he said, signifying what death he should die. So he understands I'm finna die. Y'all, see, the problem is everybody want to go to heaven, but don't nobody want to do what?
God.
How you going to make that saying and then point a finger at the Messiah about this situation?
Right.
But he wanted to go back where he was. Right. He said, give me back the glory I had before the world was. Yes. Let's not get it twisted. It's just this hour in the flesh that y'all don't understand. Crucifixion is a terrible death. You actually drown in your own blood instead because you hanging. You want to get up, but you can't. And you just hanging, so your ribs is pressing and it's suffocating you at the same time. Not only that, but they done tore half your beard off. They done whoop your back with fish hooks like taser hooks times 10. But stealing him in the jaw. His face was marred more than what's the boy that they killed? Emmett Till. His face was marred more than Emmett Till. Emmett Till's face looked like who we would call a handsome man today, in today's language, compared to what they did to the Messiah. Marred more than any man. I'm talking about you got a full beard and this side is gone. And there's flesh showing through it. Your back whooped out. And now you suffocate a brutal death. And these Negroes talk about, he's scared, he's scared. Get out of here. You scared of the doctor. That's why you don't go. Let's get some more. Deuteronomy 4:10 through 12. And we're just going to run the voice of the Lord so we get some understanding. There's multiple ways, and some people hear things and some people don't. They hear it differently. But the word of the Lord will so explain it so you hear it correctly. Like Paul went through that 3 different times so that you hear the conclusion of the whole matter. He was speaking to me about my bad behavior. Them right there, it just moved them out of the way. Get them out of the way. I need to talk to you now. You the one kicking against the pricks, not them. This is me and you. This solo. But see, that was a supernatural intervention. That's what allowed Saul to excel to an apostle. Right. Because a reaction or a personal interaction, thank you, bro, with the Messiah. Personal. So you lift up to an apostle. Like the 12 disciples became 12 apostles. Right. Because of their spiritual interaction. And then guess what else happened? He got his name changed. Just like the disciples got their name changed. Your name should no longer be Peter, but I'm going to call you this. You the Rock. That's what everybody going to know you as the Rock. Not the movie actor. A different Rock. The foundation that's going forth into the world. Let's get some more.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 10.
I hear you, Sheldon. Hey, y'all, I heard a voice. Y'all know what he's saying? What he saying? What he speaking? He's saying something, though. His mama know, oh, he just wanted another piece of that banana over there. But to us, it sounds like he's having a good time, don't it? See, mothers know what that baby cry is, too. We don't. She like, oh, no, ain't nothing wrong with him. He ain't hungry. He got his diaper changed. He ain't hungry. Why he crying? You like, boy, look here. I tell you what I'm hearing. I know what cry that is. Y'all understand? Let's get some more.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 10.
Yeah.
Especially the day that stoodest before the Lord thy God in Horeb. When the Lord said unto me, gather me the people together, and I will make them hear my word.
What are you going to do?
Make them hear my word. That they may learn to fear me all the days that they shall live upon the earth. And that they may teach their children. And ye came near and stood under the mountain. And the mountain burned with fire unto the midst of heaven, with darkness, clouds, and thick darkness. And the Lord spake unto you out of the midst of the fire. Ye heard the voice of the word, but saw no similitude. Only you heard the voice.
So they didn't even see who was talking to them. They just heard the voice. Y'all understand how the Most High moving? He's talking out of fire now. So there's many ways, and this is when he came down. He said, bring them to the mountain. I need to speak with them personally. But he already told us you can't see the face of the Lord and still live in this corruptible flesh. Because you cannot make an image of this and go have it in the pawn shop. The real image of God. Like these Negroes talking about I'm speaking real Hebrew and there's a pure language coming. So what you're speaking, you got the pure language then. You got it. When was it delivered to you? Or are you just speaking what's called Hebrew now that's called shittish? Because that's all it amounts to.
Right.
It ain't pure. How you gonna talk about English and you in the same language? It has to be pure. See, and how you know it when one's speaking that shittish is because what they'll do is say everything must be spoken in Hebrew except polygamy, which keep getting spoke in Greek. Why is that?
Right.
I'm like Paul Righteous teaches now. Oh, why is that? No, that's KRS-One. Why is that?
You ain't no real hip hop head.
I knew it, boy. Look, I knew it was hip hop. Both of them know they Israelites. Paul Righteous teaches and KRS-One. Because that's what why is that talking about. But why is that? Why is it that everything else is Hebrew, but the one you're championing and putting all of your word or your cojones on the table about, called polygamy, that you can't say in Hebrew? What's the problem, y'all? Let's get some more, y'all. We ain't gonna tarry on that. We're going to Psalms 29, verse 3 through 9. Y'all, we got one more. Y'all look like we're on pretty good time here. You got any questions out there too, boy? Say don't start talking too soon. Say, boy, say they hear a voice saying on time, but the rest of them saying I'm hearing 5:30, quarter to 6.
Okay.
What's up, buddy? Psalms 29. Hold on.
29.
3 through 9. Yes, sir. Probably gonna run it in one then.
May as well.
Yeah.
That's the one we open with tonight.
That is?
Yeah.
Well, we open with that.
Hallelujah.
Boy, let's see how the Spirit moves, but we'll read it again. But we open the prayer with that. And this shows the many voices of the Lord. Y'all see how the Spirit be moving?
Yeah, I like that.
I ain't picked that and said, man, you picked that one.
You sure you didn't pick?
No, I didn't do it, bro. I'm telling you, I didn't do it. No, bro, we did not on that. Only through the Spirit about the same subject matter. You understand? We're on one accord with this. Yeah.
All right, family, we're going to be reading in the book of Psalms, chapter 29. Start the reading in verse 1.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's like a do-over.
Yes, sir.
No, man. It reads, Give unto the Most High, O ye mighty. Give unto Yahweh the glory and strength.
So you see what the mighty have to give up? Because you ain't going to never get more mightier than him. All the nuclear weapons they have on earth through all of the superpowers can be shut down with a storm. A storm come through here, and I'm talking about, and then a freezing cold will shut this down.
Yes, sir.
There's outages now from Spectrum.
Yes, sir.
Do you know they can't bring back in a ship or something they may send up there to outer space? That as far as they can go up, they have to wait till the weather's just right for them to come back in, or they'll burn up. They're looking for a portal to make it just right. He can close everything and they'll never be able to come back down.
Yeah.
He could shut all of those electronics down, and then what runs by that, you can keep pushing the button, but the storm done wiped everything out. He ain't never changed what he used to correct the evil of bad men who think they can run the world. He said, I'm going to use the same thing. Psalm 83, I'm going to terrify you with thy storms. Because it's the only thing make everybody bow down. Ain't that what they taught us in school? When you do what? Do what? Tuck your head. Let's get some more.
Verse 2.
Yep.
Give unto the Most High the glory due unto his name.
Yes, sir.
Worship Yahweh in the beauty of holiness. The voice of the Most High is upon the water.
There it is. That's one where his voice is. Go ahead.
The Elohim of glory thundereth. Yahweh is upon many waters.
Yes, sir. Many voices. Go ahead.
The voice of the Most High is power.
What is it?
It is power.
Uh-huh.
The voice of the Most High is full of majesty.
Yes.
The voice of the Most High breaketh the cedars. Yeah, the Most High breaketh the cedars of Lebanon.
And when you see a storm come through there and they cut the top of trees off, ain't no chainsaw, ain't no contest you can have to get that done.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 6.
Yeah.
He maketh them also to skip like a calf.
Yes, sir.
Lebanon and Syria like a young unicorn.
Yes, sir.
The voice of Yahweh divideth the flames of fire. The voice of the Most High shaketh the wilderness. Yahweh shaketh the wilderness of Kadesh.
See, he'll come through where ain't nobody inhabited and get all the animals and different things in order from the voice of the Lord.
That's right.
Because animals get busy immediately and bow down. All animals bow down when they hear it. But man want to keep slamming dominoes till he hit that thunder and turn the domino table over. Then everybody get in the house shaking. The big six almost cost me. Go ahead, bro.
Did you give me my 15?
Boy, look here. No, you ain't worried about no 15 at that point, boy. Boy, go ahead.
Verse 9.
Yep.
The voice of the Most High maketh the hinds to calve, and discovereth the forest. And in his temple doth every one speak of his glory.
Yes, sir.
The Most High sitteth upon the flood. Yeah, Yahweh sitteth king forever.
How long he sit?
King forever.
Yes, sir.
The Most High will give strength unto his people. Yahweh will bless his people with peace.
Y'all see, he's giving, and we have to receive. The other way ain't around. What he wants back from us is a contrite and broken spirit that'll take correction. Do I have to keep whooping you so you don't think you my parent?
Right.
But today is Isaiah 3. Children are the parents' oppressors, and women rule over. Everything that means is out of order. Starting with the children, they supposed to be on the low end, now they the top. Tell their parents what to do. Miss me with that, man. Get out of my room. Damn. And mouth turn up. Bro, yeah. Bro.
And you a woman.
And you a woman. Bro, come on, bro. Miss me with that. I told you I don't know how to spell my name but by initials. Let's get it, y'all. Let's move on. Ezekiel 124.
All right, family.
Start at 22. Yeah, just read down through 25.
Okay, 22.
So Ezekiel 1, 22 through 25.
Here's a couple pages, Tony. Tell me for you out here. All right, family, reading in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 1, and we're going to start the reading in verse 22.
Yes, sir.
And it reads, And the likeness of the firmament upon the heads of the living creature was as the color of the terrible crystal, stretched forth over their heads above. And under the firmament were their wings straight, the one toward the other. Every one had two, which covered on this side, and every one had two, which covered on that side, their bodies. And when they went, I heard the noise of their wings, like the noise of great waters, as the voice of the Almighty.
As the voice of what?
Of the Almighty.
See, when these wings is flapping, you know this is a different wing flapping. This is not foul flapping or the biggest birds on earth. This is a different type of wings when they get to flapping. Go ahead.
The voice of speech as the noise of an host. When they stood, they let down their wings. And there was a voice from the firmament that was over their heads. When they stood, and had let their wings, and let down their wings.
So we see the voice they heard, then it tells you where the voice came from above them.
Right.
Even though they're in the heavens, there's still a voice above them. So we don't go start chasing the wings.
Right, exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? Now we have wings on our backs.
Right.
Yeah, dog. I'll fly off from you in a minute. Okay?
Show me.
Yo, yeah.
Well, your wing game ain't that strong.
Yeah, your wing game ain't that strong. Revelations 4.
Yeah. Run and jump.
Yeah, run and jump. Yeah, you know, they'll try that with them things that they...
And then you might get some of these brothers out there trying to sell some wings in a minute.
Oh, boy, look here.
They selling everything.
Boy, they selling everything.
Because they done sold their souls.
Well, right, so look, and they'll show you this one script. Dog, if you want to hear the voice of the Lord, I'm telling you, man. Look here, man, you can... all that speaking in tongues, man, I can get you right there.
Right.
Get you these wings, dog, and pull them out.
You better go back to chicken wings.
Boy, look here, that's the real deal. That's what you have to say. Say, man, you miss me with that and give me them chicken wings.
Go back to chicken wings.
Go ahead, bro. 4:1. What's up, buddy?
Revelation chapter 4, verse 1.
Yeah.
After this I looked, and behold, a door was opened in heaven, and the first voice which I heard was as it were a trumpet talking with me.
Y'all heard that? Yeah. See, people can make instruments talk. Like Levi Raphael, when he's playing that keyboard, he's hitting them keys so hard, it sounds like that piano singing. Elijah's son, Josiah, could start blowing that trumpet, and you start saying the words that the trumpet is playing.
Yes, sir.
Y'all understand what I'm saying? The voice of the trumpets, them 7 trumpets is going to blow. You're going to hear a voice. You're going to hear a trumpet, but it's going to say, get ready.
Yes.
Woe now. The second voice. But it's that 7th trumpet that trumps all the rest of them. And when you hear at the last trump, that final one speaking to you. Let's get some more.
Which said, come up hither, and I will show thee things which must be hereafter.
So that voice told them, listen to this. Hear the voice, come up here. See, it's like Abraham heard that voice. He said, go to the land of the Chaldeans. Go over here, where I can't mate with nobody. I ain't supposed to mix with these people. Yeah, go there. Look, my word got to go there too. They just have to hear it correctly. So they can understand. If you just stayed around your people, what they gonna hear?
Right.
See, if we just gave it to Israel, what the world gonna hear, then you blame them for something. And say they're your servants about what? It has to be something that they don't do for you to hear it. It ain't just get back.
Come on.
Get back is recorded for a reason.
Come on.
If you just play it black and white, then you're going to punish them for what the Most High did. He put us in captivity, not them. You can't wish death on them for what the Most High did. He just said, don't you further the affliction. Just hold them fast till they cry out for me. But don't you go overboard with my children. That's what we could be angry about. The furthering of the affliction. Because he tell us here in this land, pray for what your ancestors did for while you there. Acknowledge that. That'll keep you on the right path. That's so you'll have perfect hatred. And you don't wish death on all of nothing. Because you in their land. And you wish them all death. What's going to happen to you? And they got the power to do what? Lock you up.
So, Brother Daniel.
Yes, ma'am.
I was talking with someone just this past week.
Uh-huh.
And letting them know that there is, when we travel to Asia Minor, a lot of people really don't realize that Asia Minor, it was like Philippi.
Yeah, they went all over the world.
It went all over the world.
That's why tongues were given out for that dispensation. Because the world was ready to get it now. If Israel all speaking the same language, Israel, there's no reason for tongues to come to Israel unless it's from a voice from the Lord. He wants it explained. But it's still going to be explained where you can understand it. When the Lord spoke to prophets, they spoke plain, as we would say, English. Where all the people could say, okay, we're going to quit being bad. Okay, we'll be good. We'll be good. They can speak that language to you even though he talked to the prophet. But he said, woe to the false prophet that say he saith. He saith. He ain't saying nothing to you.
Right.
Because it's out of order. He don't talk to you like that.
Come on.
I told you how I'll speak to you. Dreams, visions. That's how I'll speak to you. And Urim and Thummim, but since we don't have that priest, now the voice of the Messiah. So those 3 ways I'm going to speak to you in prophecy. What you doing in Miss Rudolph? Trying to hear the voice of the Lord. What you doing over in Egyptology? Trying to hear the voice of the Lord. He told you I ain't talking to you through that language. Doing the Samuel. Let's get some more. Yeah, we on good time. So let's get, we're going to the cock crow. Yeah, and it's going to wind us up pretty good. So we're going to now another what's called contradiction. So we hope what's been explained so far, you know, following the rules of the house of learning, so to speak, you know, from the Lord. Let me keep saying that. We ain't saying start putting it out on the internet. No, man, they say that the house of learning is St. Louis only.
Right.
Wherever there's a Melchizedek church that preach Christ Yahweh, locally known as Jesus Christ, is the high priest after that order born of a virgin. That's a house of learning. Not that ain't no house of learning. That's a house of Adam after the fall, because it's trying to promote dead flesh and it gets rid of Judgment Day, so you can keep your bad behavior. Let's get it. And this is, y'all, we're going to Mark 14 chapter. And this is another one that many say that the Bible is contradicting itself, but it's a whole lot more between the time that he told Peter, you're going to deny me. It ain't just when they grabbed him, y'all. He was preparing them. He knew Peter, out of all 12 of them, Peter had heart. But his flesh was 51% heart, and his spirit was 49%. So his toughness was above his spiritual toughness. Let's not get it wrong. Peter wasn't no punk, as we would say, in the streets with dying flesh. But when it comes to spiritual, he said, Pete, you can't use weapons in this war, not carnal weapons. You can't take your sword in your sleep. If something's racking your brain and you doing like this, it's in my head, how I'm going to help you and you like this? Right. Next thing you want to know, you want to take that 9mm in your head, but guess what? You blow your head off to get in there. Right. No, you have to be armored up, Ephesians 6:9, with the whole armor, with the helmet of salvation. That's spiritual. It blocks out and takes all the darts of the wicked trying to give you a headshot. Where we at?
We're in the book of Mark, chapter 14. I'm going to start the reading in verse 1.
Yes, sir.
Everybody there?
I tell you what, we're going to jump right down because it starts at the feast of the Passover, and they talk about Judas Iscariot. That's what it's going into, y'all. It's the Passover. But what he's going to get into, that hour that's coming upon him. So we'll pick it up about verse 23. So we're going to Mark 14:23, y'all. It's a long chapter, and it's getting into different things. But we're going to see a lot of other things 3 times that he goes to them, so that you understand it spiritually and you understand it physically. Spiritually and earthly, I should say, what went on with the denying of the Messiah. Let's get it.
The book of Mark, chapter 14 and verse 23.
Yes, sir.
And he took the cup, and when he had given thanks, he gave it to them. And they all drank of it. And he said unto them, this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many. Verily I say unto you, I will drink no more of the fruit of the vine until that day that I drink it new in the kingdom of Yahweh.
Yes, sir.
And when they had sung an hymn, they went out into the Mount of Olives.
Boy, that's what Hebrews do.
Yeah.
As they get through eating, boy, they sing a hymn, don't they?
Yes.
Let's get some more.
Verse 27. And Yeshua saith unto them, all ye shall be offended because of me this night. For it is written, I will smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered.
So y'all have to understand what he means by all should be offended. And that means that you're going to take a blow to your heart and say, why he letting him beat him up and he stopped the storm? Why he doing that? You get offended. It would be like if we went in a bar full of Ku Klux Klan when we got Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield in their prime. And it's 3 of us. And you go in here, and then when you go in there, the first thing that happened is one of them Klansmen decided to Pee Wee Herman steal Mike Tyson in his jaw and he crumpled down like this. And then Holyfield take off. What a minute you gonna do now? Look, we be offended, won't we?
Right.
We come up in here thinking we finna get free drinks.
You should have been offended.
But yeah, we gotta pay ambulance fees. Let's get some more, bro.
Verse 28.
Yeah.
But after that, I am risen. I will go before you into Galilee.
That's right.
But Peter said unto him, although all shall be offended, yet will not I.
See, he say, look, everybody else on planet Earth may be offended, but not me.
That's right.
Not me, not Peter. Right. You ain't heard about Peter. Peter was zealot. Better look up zealot, not me, Lord.
Right.
The Romans know about me. Let's get some more.
Verse 30.
Yeah.
And Yeshua saith unto him, verily I say unto thee, that this day, even in this night, before the cock crow twice, thou shalt deny me thrice.
Now, this is the problem. In John 13, it says, before the cock crows. It never gives a number.
Right.
It just says before he crows. Right. In Matthew 26:34, it says the same thing. Before the cock crows, thou going to deny me thrice. And Luke 22, it say the same thing. So we got John, Matthew, and Luke saying, no number, but just the denial going to be before the cock crows. Now the problem comes in that Mark see the cock crowing after Peter's first denial. The other 3 just keep recording after the 3 denials, and then they heard the cock crow. A lot more to this, y'all, than just right here, like the writer's gonna say, they ain't gonna see this one, they really gonna miss this one. We're gonna have twice. It's gonna be in red, and then it's gonna have parentheses around it. They won't see it. Why wouldn't you see it? He wants you to see it. So you go to work. Let's get some more. What else to say?
Verse 31.
Yeah.
But he spake the more vehemently.
Oh, Peter really running his resume at this point. You better ask somebody around Galilee.
Right.
Go ahead.
If I should die with thee, I will not deny thee in any wise. Likewise also said they all.
Now look, all of them falling behind Peter. Right. Yeah, dog, that's right, me too.
I'm with Peter.
I'm with Peter. But see, they add on. See, this is why Satan wanted Peter. He said, they really ain't got the flesh spirit that he had that I'm after. See, they joined in after. Go ahead, what else to say?
Verse 32.
Yeah, and y'all remember that they joined in. Go ahead.
And they came to a place which was named Gethsemane. And he saith to his disciples, sit ye here while I shall pray.
So Judas is going out to meet with the Pharisees. So this 11 disciples with him. Right now, he said he went up to pray. Sit ye here while I shall pray. Go ahead, what else to say?
Verse 33. And he taketh with him Peter and James and John, and began to be sore amazed, and to be very heavy.
Now, These same three go with him to the Mount of Configuration in Matthew 17. These same three, y'all know what I'm saying? The same three, James, John, and Peter. What is it about these three? You know, he had a purpose for each one of them. You know, John was one who he said, I want you to be God's son to my mother. Mother, that's your godson. When he was crucified, when he went away, he said, Mother, don't weep. Here's your son right here, John. So, and James, we know about James in the book of Hebrews. So his brother. So we understand these things, that why he picked them three. What about the other 3 minus 11 is 8? What are they at? You understand what I'm saying? Why didn't he do them? Why is it this certain group he keeps taking with him to see supernatural things? Because he's done tested them enough to see where their belief is. He just has to get Peter, if I can get your spirit where your flesh is, oh boy, you be outstanding. Let's get some more.
Verse 34.
Yep.
And saith unto them, My soul is exceeding sorrowful unto death.
Yep.
Tarry ye here and watch. And he went forward a little and fell on the ground and prayed that, if it were possible, the hour might pass from him. And he said, Abba, Father, all things are possible unto thee.
Yes, sir.
Take away this cup from me.
Nevertheless.
Not what I will.
Not because I'm asking you to, not for my will. Go ahead.
But what thou wilt.
But what thou wilt. Go ahead.
And he cometh and findeth them sleeping, and saith unto Peter.
Why is he saying to Peter, you know, why is it always Peter? Go ahead.
Simon, sleepest thou? Couldst not thou watch 1 hour? Watch ye and pray, lest ye enter into temptation. The spirit truly is ready, but the flesh is weak. And again he went away and prayed, and spake the same words. And when he returned, he found them asleep again.
Again, y'all, heavy with sleep.
For their eyes were heavy, neither wist they what to answer. And he cometh the third time.
How many times he come to them?
The third time. And saith unto them, Sleep on now, and take your rest. It is enough.
Right.
The hour is come. Behold, the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners.
So this is what we needed to understand by this. 3 times he came to them to say, pray with me. See, so when we get the cock crowing, and look, I want y'all to understand I'm speaking as a man. What I'm doing is just trying to understand why is it so important for Peter and them to keep getting woke up and saying, pray with me. Because when we look at a cock crowing, all you have to do is Google what makes a rooster crow. And the number one thing is protection. He let the flock know if an enemy's coming. So it's the Messiah crowing to Peter these 1, 2, 3 times, and he's still asleep. Your flesh is weak. I'm trying to get you locked in now. Pray with me, man. But that flesh that's so tough and you can't stay woke. 3 times. Now look, I don't want nobody saying Daniel broke it down, he figured it out. What I'm saying is,
y'all didn't hear Daniel?
There's 3 times praying before the major event, and he just fat mouth talking about, I'll go all the way with you. You can't stay woke.
Right.
How you gonna help me? You can't even stay woke. You got somebody on the passenger side. They need to stay woke. You understand? So if they catch you nodding like me and my partner call ourselves, didn't have nothing else to do and say, let's just go to Kansas City. We'll find something to do. Before we got on Grand 70 going up to the ramp, he swerved. I'm like, wait a minute, man, you all right? I'm cool. We got to the airport, I heard that. You cool? Yeah, I'm cool, man. I need to just get a little sleep. I can't stay woke with it. Finally, I heard, but I heard rocks hitting up onto the bottom of it too. And I woke up and looked over. He was like this. I said, hey, man! I said, pull it over! Pull it over!
You was woke then, wasn't you?
Well, look here, going somewhere. Look, ain't got nothing else to do. The flesh is tired, but you don't want to go in yet. So, y'all, all I'm saying, we need to keep digging deep in every one of these about them 3 times that he came to them and their flesh couldn't handle it. It couldn't handle prayer in the time that's needed. And what he's letting us know, at your weakest moment, you got to be your strongest. Because your flesh is tired, you got to tell that flesh, Lord, be with me in my sleep. So that you stay armored up, because you can be so knocked out. And when you wake up and it be the resurrection.
The hour's come.
The hour's come. See, you have to pray like that when you get on an airplane, because you know it ain't no walking away.
None.
You have to be like that when the doctor say, I'm finna put you under anesthesia. At that point, you got to pray, Lord, if this is, please allow me in, because you're putting your soul in the hand of an individual that turn your heartbeat down to almost 0, to thump, so the blood don't keep squirting out of you. While they fix you, and then they sew you back up and turn it back up. That's what happened to Michael Jackson. He turned him down and went in there and was talking to his woman on the side. Yeah, I'm with the king of pop right now. Yeah, just, got him. He knocked out. He don't know about nothing. Yeah. You got on what I like and what I sent you. And then realized, it's been too long, and went back and Mike was gone. You have to monitor when you turn somebody's heart down to almost 0. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is, y'all, let's dig deep into those 3 times that he had to come back, because he already told Peter, Satan has sought to sift you like wheat, man, but I pray for you. You need to get in on this. And the sleep was too heavy. If Satan came right now, you were through peace. Let's get some more, y'all. Where we at? I want to jump down to...
Yeah, we stopped at 41.
Okay, so what I want to do is just jump down to 46. It's something very important here. And this is after because I want to kind of cut through this for time's sake. We only got about let me see how much time we got. We got about 20 minutes. So just jump down to 46 of this same Mark 14. It's something very important here too that the other books don't talk about. Go ahead.
Mark, chapter 14 and verse 46.
Yeah.
And they laid their hands on him and took him.
And they talk about when they came and grabbed the Messiah. Go ahead.
And one of them that stood by drew a sword.
One of the disciples,
and smote a servant of the high priest and cut off his ear.
Now, John 18 and Matthew, the rest of them, they don't say who it was that cut the high priest's ear off. Well, this don't say it. What I'm saying is, but the other tell you it was Peter who cut his ear off. But this one don't mention Peter, just say one of them. Because is that a contradiction?
No.
Or is it just we just go right over here and look, and they name who it was that cut the high priest's ear off? It was Peter. Quick with the sword.
Yes.
What I used to do in Galilee when I didn't take it. If it was a pistol today, he upped that 9 on you.
And bust it.
And bust it. You never had to tell him. Nobody ever told Peter, if you pull it, you better pull the trigger. No, you didn't have to worry about that. Because when he pulled it up, you say, ow! Go ahead.
Verse 48.
Yeah.
And Yeshua answered and said unto them, Are ye come out as against a thief with swords and with staves?
Hold that real quick. Yeah. So if you will, just hit John 18:10. And I just want to make sure that now they describe who it was that pulled the sword.
John chapter 18, verse 10.
So there you go. Oh, okay. That's you, ain't it? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Look, boy, I heard a voice, but didn't see. I had to pull these over. Yes, sir. I'm like, I know that voice. Go ahead. Shalom, Kapoor. Yeah, go ahead.
John chapter 18, verse 10.
What it say?
Then Simon Peter.
Then who?
Simon Peter,
Uh-huh.
having a sword, drew it and smote the highest priest's servant and cut off his right ear. The servant's name was Malchus.
So, and not only that, but John 18 tells us who cut the ear off and who ear got cut off.
Yes.
But Mark is not telling us that. See, all they doing is just filling in blank spots. You know, like you may have the Post-Dispatch and the Globe Democrat, right? The Post-Dispatch say Lil Willie and Do Dirty them robbed a bank. They was using 45s. Now the Post-Dispatch say Do Dirty them picked up Lil Willie off of Martin Luther King and King's Highway, and they loaded the weapons in the back seat. You understand what I'm saying? And then when they got to the point, it gives more details on what exactly happened. Same story, both of them went and did the dirt that they was doing. But now we're going to fill in parts of how people saw different things. That's why they say it must be two witnesses, because people see things. All they're looking for is the same conclusion. But his story may be a little bit. I just saw it when the car pulled up. Other guy may say, well, I was behind them when they made the right turn. Y'all understand what we're saying? That's how the Bible is working. There's nothing changing here. It's just when people look, oh, there it is, there's a contradiction. There's no contradiction. You're trying to understand this from a naysayer's language. You starting out the gate as an unbeliever, so you're looking for things that help you not believe the Bible. You don't want to be in this. But you done had a bad dream and won't nothing else answer it. Like Pharaoh. He called all his magicians and sorcerers. I had a dream.
Right.
And they say, what's the dream? He said, that's the problem. I can't remember it. But before the end of the day, y'all better tell me what I dreamed. They say, we can't, no man do that, but God, I mean, it has to be one of his prophets. He said, what am I paying y'all for then?
Right.
He said, by the end of the day, if y'all ain't figured out what I dreamed last night that's troubling me, off with y'all heads.
Oh, no.
So now they got to go to a Hebrew.
Right.
Creator.
Joseph in jail. We know it's a Hebrew there. We were supposed to get him out, man, but we forgot about him. Right. Now you need him. He could have said, I ain't doing nothing for y'all. I ain't interpreting nothing. But did he? No, he didn't, because it's greater than that. The Lord's glory is on the line. I tell him what he dreamed, and I tell him to his face. This is what's going to happen. You finna get 3 years of stocking up your stores, and after 3 years,
It's coming.
all hell is finna be on earth. Famine. That's what's coming to you, King. But guess what? They still alive, but still mocking. Jump down to verse 66 of the same Mark 14.
Verse 66.
Tell you what started 64, because this is what they started doing to the Messiah. And Peter flesh say, oh, it's more than I can handle.
Verse 64.
Yeah.
Ye have heard the blasphemy. What think ye? And they all condemned him to be guilty of death.
The high priest to the Messiah. Go ahead.
And some began to spit on him.
What they began to do?
To spit on him.
Y'all, that was that hearken spit. Go ahead.
And to cover his face. And to buffet him. And to say unto him, prophesy. And the servants did strike him with the palms of their hands.
Y'all see what they did? Covered his face up and say, who hitting you in your jaw?
Wow.
Prophesy. Which one of us doing it? They piling on, y'all. Go ahead.
Verse 66. And as Peter was beneath in the palace, there cometh one of the maids of the high priest. And when she saw Peter warming himself, she looked upon him and said, and thou also was with Yeshua of Nazareth.
So she done picked him out, but now look, Peter is the only one. The other ones fled. So Peter got with another guy who knew the high priest, and what they did is they said, well, you know, he's a good soul. He's a good steward. Can he come in and watch the judgment? So that's how Peter got into the courtroom. It's like they got a big case going, but you get credentials or somebody vouch for you. You get to go into the actual courtroom. So Peter was able to come in when they was charging the Messiah, and he was just warming his hand, listening to the trial. Go ahead.
And thou also was with Yeshua of Nazareth. And Peter said, what?
Yeah.
No. But he denied.
But he did what?
He denied. Saying, I know not, neither understand I what thou sayest. And he went out into the porch. And the cock crew.
So we got verse 68 saying the cock didn't crow until 3 times. But this right here is saying it was on the first time. Or is it just informing us what's going to come? You know, is it 1 or 2? But we're going to see, because Matthew started off, I heard it, he said twice.
Right.
Y'all didn't hear no number because y'all didn't do no number. Y'all just said 3 times before the cock crowed. So here is where the dilemma is at, so to speak. Did he deny him 3 times before the cock crowed, whether it was 2 times or not? Or right here is Mark saying, after the first denial, the cock crowed. So we still got going. Let's read some more.
Verse 69.
Yeah.
And the maid saw him again, and began to say to them that stood by, this is one of them. And he denied it again.
Number 2.
And a little after, they that stood by said again to him, surely thou art one of them, for thou art a Galilean, and thy speech agreeth thereto. But he began to curse and to swear.
So he was hollering curse words, y'all, and swearing. Go ahead.
Saying, I know not this man of whom ye speak. And the second time the cock crew. And Peter called to mind the word that Yeshua said unto him. Before the cock crow twice, thou shalt deny me thrice.
So the deal is right here, 1 or 2 times before he denied. This is what people were saying the dilemma is at. There's no dilemma here. It's just what he said. He just said twice. To me, I heard twice. They didn't hear no number. They heard the denial 3 times. Right. But we got to get into, did it crow right then at his first denial? But we got some more issues that's bigger than this, if you think that's an issue concerning these matters. Let's get it real quick. We're going to go to John 13:28. Because y'all know what's missing from the other writers, or from this writer as well, well, maybe another one. In one writing versus the other 3, guess what it say? It say, soon as the cock crowed, after Peter denied him 3 times, it say the Messiah turned and looked at him. None of the other writers record this. He looked Peter dead in the eye.
I told you.
This what made Peter go away bitter and weeping. It's what called to mind. He looked right at him. It's like saying you in the courtroom, man, don't snitch on me. I never snitch on you, dog.
Right.
And then they say, well, Bobo Jenkins come to the stand. Bobo Jenkins, did you say, and he's looking right at you. I didn't mean it, man, but they told me I'll go out to do 50 years. So as we keep going through this, we seeing different writers, seeing different things. None of them mention the Messiah looked him right in his eye. But we're going to read which prophet did record this, that the Most High looked him right in his eye. That's what made him go out weeping. Because he said, I told you, didn't I tell you what you was going to do?
That was in that movie too.
He turned around and looked at Peter. In that movie, because Peter was led into the courtroom, so to speak. So when he turned and looked at him, he like, I tried to tell you Satan was going to sift you like wheat. You needed to pray with me. He wants you, Peter. If he gets you, he got the other ones. Let's get right to it. Where we say we're going?
John 13:28.
No, I'll tell you what. Let's go to Luke 22:61 real quick. And y'all just want to point this out.
Luke, 22?
Yeah. Luke 22, let me see what it says. I'm going 61.
You want to go a little bit
Yeah.
over there?
Yeah, you go back to the 3 denials again. Start at 54. And we're going to read down to 61, y'all. And see, all of this is put together, y'all. The crowing once or twice, these type of things. And then, like I say, most people never knew Peter looked at the Messiah. They thought he was just in a conversation with the woman. But he looked right at him, and said, need I say any more? What you going to do but break down weeping? Somebody done told you what you already going to do, and then it happens. What you going to do doing all that, selling all them wolf tickets? See, you can sell the devil all the wolf tickets you want. You can tell him, I told the devil he can go to hell. Well, okay. Well, the devil come in your spirit and see if you talk the same tough talk. Say what you said to the devil yesterday in your flesh. Say it to him. I didn't say nothing about the devil, because death is on the line now. You understand what I'm saying? Let's get some more. Read that for me, bro. Luke, where we at?
Luke chapter 22, verse 54.
What it say?
Then took they him and led him and brought him into the high priest's house. And Peter followed afar off.
Y'all see how Peter's still hanging around?
Lurking.
That's what he's saying. I'ma still watch it. I ain't gonna leave you. That's why we started out with the friend. When the trouble come, will they disappear?
Right.
He said to the disciples, y'all my friend. But them friends got ghosts, y'all. In the spirit. They flesh was willing to go, but they spirit, what they needed the most, chumped out. Let's get some more.
And when they had kindled a fire in the midst of all the hall, and were set down together, Peter sat down among them. But a certain maid held him as he sat by the fire, and earnestly looked at him, and said, this man was also with him. And he denied him, saying, woman, I know him not.
Yeah, you see how that woman is highlighted, so he made that bold. Woman, I don't know him. Go ahead.
And after a little while, another saw him and said, thou art also of them. And Peter said, man, I am not.
Man.
Y'all better stop, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now about the space of an hour after, another confidently affirmed, saying, of a truth, this fellow also was with him, for he is a Galilean.
Yes, sir.
And Peter said, man, I know not what thou sayest.
So Peter ain't even understanding this voice. Look, he hear a voice, but is he understanding the voice? Read what Peter just said again.
Man, I know not what thou sayest.
You hear it, but I don't know what you saying. Go ahead.
And immediately while he yet spake, the cock crew. And the Lord turned.
Who turned?
The Lord turned and looked upon Peter.
Who did he look upon?
On Peter. And Peter remembered the word of the Lord, how he said unto him, before the cock crow, thou shalt deny me thrice.
So, see, the other writers didn't write that the Lord looked at him, and this what made him go. But we see right here, this drove Peter to weeping at another level. Because the person that told me that looked right in my face, and I did it 3 times. There's no way I can say, well, the only reason like that because they had my hand behind my back or something. No, they just asked you a simple question.
You were forewarned.
Are you with this doctrine?
Right.
Are you with him? No, I don't know him. Yo, this is what we're talking about when the leader is getting handled. But he laid his life down. They're just not taking it from him. He's doing it for the people.
Right.
Y'all understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yo, with that, we just gonna hold that. But y'all read the account in John 13:28, John 18:17 through 27. Matthew 26:34. All of these writers writing about the same event, but some are just clarifying more. So you say, I got it now. But first start with the prayer. 3 times they couldn't wake up. 3 times, y'all, in the same night, they couldn't wake up. The spirit was willing, but what?
The flesh is weak.
How you talking this tough and you can't stay woke? If you go in the president's bed and you can't stay woke, what's the problem? Shabbat shalom. I'll be careful out there. Bye, soldier. Yeah, we're gonna run these numbers and we're gonna close on that. It's only 2, y'all. We a good time, 4:36.
Good.
But do we have any questions or concerns surrounding this? So yes.
I have a question, but it's not concerning the topic at hand.
Okay, so let me just explain this once again about the cock crowing. Mark say, I heard him say twice. The other one say it's once, but some of them didn't hear this, some of them didn't hear that. But the story is the same. The denial never changes, does it?
He denied.
Was the Messiah crucified? What we got now is when it's talking about roots, so how far are we going with this? How many denials do we got? What we got? You can't pray with me. Y'all can't hang with me. Y'all can't stay with me. It's more than just denying them. Y'all can't be with me. Y'all said y'all was my boys.
Right.
If when the heat come, y'all ain't my boys no more. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's why we started in Sirach 6. A friend may be with you under these circumstances. Numbers.
I got a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Kerry White in the chat asks, I got a question about Ephesians 2:8. It states that for by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourself. It is the gift of God. There isn't a future tense verb in front of saved.
That's not a future tense verb. What?
In front of saved.
Well, it's telling you how you are saved because grace didn't start in the New Testament. Noah found grace. So you have to go back to see how long grace been running. Noah found grace. What that means is through that dying flesh, I find mercy that I can allow you. And it's called grace. It's unmitigated favor. I really shouldn't give it to you. Everybody should die. Because I said, the minute you sin, death should come to you. See, he showed David grace when Nathan was sent to him, and he gave him the pearl. And David said, I have sinned against the Lord. He said, the Lord had put away your sin, David. He already know you're going to repent. The Lord had put away your sin, but he ain't put away your punishment.
Right.
So once you start understanding it from that perspective, then you understand grace always been around. And what we're talking about is unmitigated favor. If grace wasn't there, there's no law we could keep that would get us into the kingdom. First, you got to conquer the law of death. Who wants to die?
Nobody.
I mean, right now, back hurting, knee hurting, eye hurting, ear hurting.
Thank you for letting me hold on.
Boy, look here. But do you want Ted? Will you walk up in Ted Foster Wade Funeral Home voluntarily right now with that knee hurt?
I'm ready. I'm ready. Go and put me on the table.
Yeah. Go and put me on the table. Go and hook me up. I'm through. I'm tired of this knee hurting. Will you? See, this is what we talking about, y'all. If we ain't on the spirit, y'all, and you on the flesh gonna send you back to that old man. And that old man answers things that will get him in trouble. If anybody attack your family member, you say, I'll come over there and I will kill them for attacking my family member. Well, you in a penitentiary, how do you protect then that family member?
Right. Or the rest of the family.
Or the rest of the family.
Your protection is over.
You tell them niggas, when I get through with this 40 to life, I'm coming back on the block and everybody gonna taste it. Well, we gotta wait for 40 to life. Yeah, you gotta sit before the parole board and see if they're gonna say we're gonna let you out.
Right, especially after you done said that.
After you done said that after 40 years. So, whoever asked that question, we hope that they understand grace is not by work, it's by grace, y'all. There's nobody on this planet that say I'm justified. Lord, I know my name written in the book of life.
Right.
It better be there.
What?
Yo, because look, Once we found out the truth and found out what sin was, and you look back over your life, you know it was grace. What else could it have been? Because you're supposed to be dead. All of the times that you caught up and escaped through that. What do you think that was? You think that was law keeping? Or do you think that was grace and mercy? It's been around. He gave it to him at the end of the world. He said, I wish I didn't have to kill nobody. Even these wicked ones. I'm going to give Sodom and Gomorrah a warning to stop it. Show them grace, but what they say, man, miss me with that grace.
Come on.
Send them mans is out here.
Send them out here.
Y'all understand? So when we look at things, that's why I say it's not for any man to boast about the works that he can do. Because nobody has said, I followed the Messiah to death and you still alive? Mm-hmm. And you get shook real easy? Somebody run up to you and stick that barrel behind your head and say, empty them pockets.
Them old pants fall there.
Boy, look here.
You can have the pain.
Boy, look here. What would your heart do at that before you have to catch it like this and pull it back in your chest? And you talking about, I'm ready for anything.
No, you ain't.
The devil comes when you least expect it. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Let's get some more of this, y'all. We're going to close out. These next two, and this is about numbering Israel. 2 Samuel 24:13. This is a lot. They always keep an ass in this question. I tell you what. Yeah, we'll go there first. We'll go there first. And we'll come to the 1 Chronicle. We're going 2 Samuel 24:13. Y'all, we ain't got the keys, and we're going to close them out. Then I want to explain something about Job that'll help us understand the difference too in the flesh and the spirit in conversation to close out the mind of the Lord. Who knows it?
Started at 11, man.
Huh?
11.
So we started 11. We're 2 Samuel, right? Mm-hmm. 24. Right? Let's start at verse 1. That's where we really need to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 Samuel chapter 24, verse 1.
How we looking? Good. Go ahead.
And the anger of the Most High was kindled against Israel.
So how do we start this off? What's going on? What's the first thing we just read?
He mad.
He mad at who?
At us.
Okay, let's move some more.
And he moved David against them to say, go number Israel and Judah.
So now let's go to 1 Chronicles 21:1. Y'all hold that with your finger. And let's just go to 2 Chronicles. I'm sorry, 1 Chronicles 21:1. And we're going to see if this contradicts itself. First Chronicles 21:1.
First Chronicles chapter 20 or 21, you say, right?
Yes, sir. Verse 1.
21:1.
Uh-huh.
And Satan stood up against Israel and provoked David to number Israel.
Uh-huh.
And David said to Joab and to the rulers of the people, go number Israel from Beersheba even to Dan, and bring the number of them to me, that I may know.
Now, we just read in Samuel that it say the Lord moved him. But right here it says Satan stood up against him, against Israel, and provoked David to number Israel. So we see who caused the problem. The Lord is angry already at what Satan done to Israel. First, he provoked them to go against the Lord. Y'all understand what I'm saying? He provoked them to go against the Lord. So when you read now what Satan is doing, this what actually happened. This is why he mad. Because Satan tricked them. Y'all need to number and let the world know how many people y'all got, what y'all army is like. The Most High said, don't never let nobody know how many we got. That's why I send you out by twos. Not by a gang of 15 on the corner. I send you out by twos. So read it again.
And Satan stood up against Israel.
Who did he stand up against?
Against Israel. And provoked David to number Israel.
So he stood up against Israel. So when we go back to 2 Samuel, and again, the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel. What making the Lord angry at Israel? That's the key question. Why is he angry? Because of what Satan is trying to get them to do. And David wanted to do it too. To show the nations we strapped. So he just, Satan, because we know Job and Abraham, he can go to the throne and say, Satan, what you want? Israel ain't listening to you. Watch this. Go ahead, go ahead. Do what you're going to do, see if they're going to move. And he went right to him and said, David, Israel I'm talking about, we need to let the world know how much power we got. And David said, yeah, y'all right. Y'all understand? We was to never number our numbers.
Right.
Now, as we get down into this with something contradictory, there's more understanding of, okay, this number, he said right here, he was going to number to this one, and this one said he was going to number that many, so we got off numbers. You don't have off numbers. It's just what are they counted from? One didn't count the standing army. One only counted the tribes. So the numbers will be different when one said, well, all I did was wrote, they just numbered from the tribe. This one wrote, I numbered them from the standing army who's actually enlisted. Not who's ready that could be drafted. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So that'll clear that up. You got 800,000 that was ready for war, and you got this many, this one saying that I just numbered them from the tribes. I just counted everybody, every male that was available. Well, you maybe count some that's not ready for war yet. Anything under 20 is not ready for war. The Bible never contradicts itself. You just have to dig in, because the first thing I'm going to ask, why is the Lord angry at Israel? For Satan to even get in there to talk about Satan stood up against them. That's why he's angry. Because Satan proved what he said. Watch what I go do to your children. Watch them react to this. Watch them number. It's in their heart. They want to show everybody they the champion on earth. You know, like nations today do what they call, they put their army in battle of array. Like China come out, first they ride, they machines through with their nuclear warheads on it to show you what we got. And then they got them soldiers marching like this in unison, about 1 million of them marching like this with weapons. Their battle is in array. They showing, if you come up against us, this what you gonna be against.
Right.
Now,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I'm talking about, y'all know what they had.
Right.
When Russia do it, when China do it. Now there's a general out of New York. Now when he get in battle of array, I ain't seen none of that. So what army is he talking about? Chicken army, yeah. So y'all, we gonna hold there, but if y'all have any other questions concerning that, all y'all have to do is dig back and see why the Lord is angry with Israel first. Then you can start answering the question, did Satan or the Lord do it? But in Job 1 and Job 2, Satan came amongst the sons of Israel. He said, what you want, Satan? I want to try Job. He said, you can try Job, but don't touch his soul. You can have that rotten flesh. Do what you will with that. And notice when we're talking about his flesh, Job's children got killed, but not his wife, because his wife is not of his flesh. His wife joined to his flesh to become one, but technically his children are his flesh, and all of them died. All of them got replaced at the end, right? So y'all, this is what we're talking about. So you have to read the whole story, not bits and pieces, and let nobody point to you like this. The first thing is the Lord is angry. And when the Lord is angry, it's about disobedience, ain't it? That's right. Mm-hmm. He ain't angry for no reason. Now you can see what Satan is allowed to do. And how he moving them soldiers to say, man, I think we need to let them know how we stand. That we'll kick rear end around her. He like, I told y'all, don't do that. Don't never let your right hand know what your left hand do. That's why I send you out by twos. 2 of y'all will run off 10,000. Why you gotta let them number? Because technically now you got to multiply this times 2, and what 2, how many 2 run off? Y'all understand what I'm saying? If 2 run off 10,000, what are you numbering for? And you already got the advantage.
Yep.
What you need numbers for? I done told you 2 of y'all will take a hold. Didn't Levi and Simeon take all of them Hamites?
Yeah.
Illegally.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, the hit was on. Right. The hit was ordered. But you don't add your 2 cents. You don't further the affliction. You don't go without telling your daddy what we getting ready to do. You can kill him. Because that's been ordered since Noah got off the boat. Any nation that does this to y'all, y'all can kill them. Because that's what they kept going back to. Noah said it. Shem and Abraham said it. If they do it, we can kill them. This going way back before the 12 tribes come. Y'all understand what I'm saying? But you don't. The Lord don't need your 2 cents in the matter. You ain't going to make it no better.
Right.
You just going to make it look like an illegal killer. And you take my glory from me when you do that. I told you you can do it. I don't need your 2 cents. I don't need your help like that. That's my covenant. How dare you give them my covenant and then you kill them? That looks bad. Right. What they gonna do to me if I want the Abrahamic covenant now? No. Niggas kill you for that covenant.
Right. They wait to get you like this.
Boy, look here. So y'all, but that's another story. I know the Brew's working on that too, a whole class on that. That them Steve. Y'all still pounding that out, Steve? So I know y'all be putting a class together to break that all the way down. Yes, sir. Yeah. Well, I just didn't want to get in the way. I know y'all was powwowing it out. Huh? Go ahead, Steve.
I said I'll get you up.
Okay, yes, sir. So y'all, look, to close on out, the homework. I'm going to get to you too about Job chapter 14. Job is explaining a man born of woman is few. So he's speaking about his flesh. Now comes, every chapter in Job always starts with who's talking. And Job said, he's talking about his flesh, man born of a woman. And he's not saying, I did anything wrong. I'm just telling you that shaping in iniquity, it's going to die. So in chapter 15, now Eliphaz the Teemite, which is his Edomite partner, start giving him instructions. And he's saying, no, partner, you holding back. Something you did, or God wouldn't do this to you. God would not allow this to you. And Job was trying to tell him, he's just killing this dead flesh. But my soul, he ain't touching it. And then the 16th chapter, Job answer again to his friend. So anything you read that starts off Eliphaz the Teemite or them other 3 friends, when you get to chapter 42 of Job, the Lord say, Job, you answered right. But your 3 buddies, they need to sacrifice right now. Every bit of advice they gave was dead wrong concerning flesh and spirit. I want y'all to understand that. They were mixing the 2. They were trying to get him at judgment day for his soul, and all Satan doing is attacking the flesh. So he told them they better sacrifice or I'm going to kill them. So that would behoove us to every time you see, and then such and such the Teemite spoke, to check everything in that verse. Because it could be one of them that's in chapter 42 that's getting ready to have them put to death. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Do that make sense? You have to be careful everything you read and who's speaking. Eliphaz the Teemite then was talking about flesh like it was the soul. But when you get to Job 19:25 that we always read at funeral, Job say, in this body, when it's resurrected. With these eyes and not another, I will see my Redeemer stand on the earth. Me, not another. Ain't nobody going to be in the stead of me. It's going to be me. I'm going to be resurrected, and I still got the faith in him, even though everything of my flesh been taken from me. But my soul is going to see my Redeemer. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But his friends didn't understand that. Right. His friends were like Peter with that flesh. Mm-hmm. Tough talk in the flesh. Man, come on, Lord don't put balls on people unless they did wrong. Ain't no balls on his soul. Y'all feel me? Mm-hmm. We got any questions too about before we close out?
No question, Danny. I just want to read something real quick.
Go ahead, bro. Read that.
What I want to read was here the definition of gaslighting. It says gaslighting, a physiological or psychological, manipulation of a person, usually over an extended period of time, that causes the victim to question the validity of their own thoughts, perception of reality, or memories, or typically leads to confusion, loss of confidence, and self-esteem, uncertainty of one's emotional or mental stability, and a dependency on the predecessor or persecutor or whoever it is that's gaslighting. Yeah. So don't let people gaslight you. Saying that the Bible has contradictions.
Look, Satan gaslighted Eve. He told her, no, you can get way bigger than he trying to let you be. Come on now, he gonna keep you dirty. I got the real tricks over here. I got really what he's hiding from you. He gaslighted. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. And she doubted within herself, and then she looked at a tree to be one wise, even though she had instruction. He gaslighted her. Just like people do today. Right. The point to your Bible that you hold so dear, and they tell you that's been tampered with. Now you got doubts running up here. Right. That's all they need. Because a doubtful heart becomes fearful. Anything will scare it at that point. We ain't got nothing else, y'all. We're going to close on out. What's going on, issue with Ben Yehuda? Okay.
You almost a senior citizen.
Who? This?
That's what he going to say to me.
Oh, talking about you. On Zeb Soul Day, y'all. Happy Soul Day to Zeb, y'all. Yes, sir. Won't do it again, man. Be glad, bro. Look.
I'm just glad to be
look here. Look.
Day.
See, you always talk about that grace. Because this go back to the 8th grade. Because look, Ariel said he got the same voice he had in the 8th grade.
Yeah. Same beard.
Let's close on that. We good, y'all? Anybody got any questions or concerns? Good job. Young wise servant, I hope that suffice and get those wheels turning again.
All right, family. We're going to get this closing prayer. And it is with the Most High's permission.
Yes, sir.
And it's in the name of his only beloved and begotten Son, our Lord and Savior and our Redeemer, Yahushua HaMashiach. But we know him as Jesus the Christ, family. Long live the King.
Long live the King.
Reading in the book of Psalms, in the 30th chapter, it reads, I will extol thee, O Yahweh, for thou hast lifted me up, and hast not made my foes to rejoice over me.
Yes, sir.
O Yahweh, my Elohim, I cried unto thee, and thou hast healed me. O Master, thou hast brought up my soul from the grave. Thou hast kept me alive, that I should not go down to the pit.
Yes, sir.
Sing unto the Most High, O ye saints of his, and give thanks at the remembrance of his holiness. For his anger endureth but a moment. In his favor is life. Weeping may endure for a night.
Yes, sir.
But joy cometh in the morning. And in my prosperity I said, I shall never be moved. Yahweh, by thy favor thou hast made my mountain to stand strong. Thou didst hide thy face, and I was troubled.
Yes, sir.
I cried to thee, O Yahweh, and unto the Most High I made supplication. What profit is there in my blood?
Yes, sir.
When I go down to the pit? Shall the dust praise thee? Shall it declare thy truth?
Yes, sir.
Hear, O Yahweh, and have mercy upon me, Master. Be thou my helper. Thou hast turned for me my mourning into dancing.
Thank you.
Thou hast put off my sackcloth and girded me with gladness, to the end that my glory may sing praise to thee, and not be silent, O Yahweh my Elohim. I will give thanks unto thee forever. Hallelujah! Selah!
Oh, praises, y'all. Y'all got to settle it to the greatly appreciate it. Thank y'all so much, worldwide audience, for y'all continued support, y'all. Thank y'all so much.